Step right in, don't be shy. Kathleen's here and you're gonna die. But don't you worry, there's no real harm. Death's reversible, it's part of the charm. Skeleton greeters rattling at the door. Zombies doing jazz hands across the floor. Laugh a little, scream, laugh a little, scream a lot. Join my army, give it a shot. You don't need breath, you don't need fear. Just let your soul park right here. I promise you'll have so much fun once your heart stops and then starts again. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Come play the necromantic way. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Get killed for free, resurrect today. Sign your corpse at the sound of the tone. Kathleen welcomes you to the Bone Zone. Spin the wheel of how did I die? Was it poison blades or a ghoul nearby? Win fabulous prizes, a ribcage hat, a femur, a flute, a dancing undead. Don't you love the spooky thrill? You can volunteer or I can kill. Either way, it's all the same. You'll rise again, improved by pain. Don't fear the dark, don't fear your doom. I'll tuck you snug in your tomb, then snap your back. New bone, new tone, ready to serve in my cobblestone throne. Welcome to the Bone Zone, where dying's just the entry fee. The Bone Zone, where skeletons dance professionally. Just sign your spine on the mercy loan. Kathleen welcomes you to the Bone Zone. Oh, darling, come closer. Yes, there. See this scythe? It's purely for flair. Necromancers don't kill, we pre-adjust. A bit of death, a bit of trust. You'll be fine. Probably, maybe. Okay. No, but it's reversible. Probably. Rise, rise, join my undead prize. March, 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 till your joints go starch. Serve in eternal bone reserve. With calls, obey the tone. Come on down to the Bone Zone. Welcome to the Bone Zone. You'll laugh, you'll scream, you'll moan. Welcome to the Bone Zone. Your corpse has never felt this at home. Once you're dead, you'll never be alone. Kathleen claims you in the Bone Zone. One little death, then you're good as new. If you survive, take home a skull or two. Thanks for visiting, scream again soon. The Bone Zone's open under every moon. Spend my life in the shadows, dark and cold. Questioning, screaming, no answers told. Why do people break what they don't own? Why do they make hearts turn to stone? Then I found them, my strays, my kin, blood not shared but bound within. Come for the strays and feel the fire. Open up hell and feel my ire. Scorch the earth, burn the sky.
in a Thanksgiving fight. Everyone says I'm not rap tight. Pass the turkey, ignore the clown. Someone calm the schizophrenic down. But I see the strings, I see the code. I see the matrix start to erode. You call me black sheep, you call me a liar, while the world burns in a stage dumpster fire. I pray to God that I was insane, that it was just a tumor inside of my brain. But the documents leak, the files are out, and now there is not a shadow of doubt. I'm always right, and I fucking hate it. Every theory they validated. The frogs are gay, the water is cursed. We killed JFK, and that wasn't the worst. I wanted to be wrong, I wanted to be blind, but I'm the only one with a functional mind. I hate being right. Chemtrails painting the sky like art. Demon politicians tearing us apart. Two shooters for Ukraine paid for the plot. Thank God those idiots couldn't land a shot. I called Epstein a bitch in Fortnite just last week. He's alive in the bunker, listen to him speak. He ruined WoW, he nerfed the loot. He's trading fan art, hitting our money still. They have more tapes than Rock Lee. Open up the door, pizza is poison, I won't eat it anymore. The cheese is a lie, the sauce is a sin. You don't wanna know the dungeon that they're in. Medical experiments, dark and depraved, turning kids into Futanari. That can be saved. And bow like peas and carrots on a plate. The Olympics are a ritual to seal our fate. An offering to hell televised live, while the sheep will just cheer and high five. Nobody told me all of this years and years ago, but nobody listened, nobody wanted to know. They killed Michael Jackson, stopped his heartbeat for saving Kevin from the white and blue island. Interdimensional demons, legions of bored apes, blocking the chain, steering the shapes. I won't serve the Kali Yuga. I draw my sword to tell the truth. I'm always right, and I fucking hate it. Every theory they validated. The frogs are gay, the water is cursed. We killed JFK, and that wasn't the worst. I wanted to be wronged, I wanted to be blind, but I'm the only one with a functional mind. Bury the gold in the backyard, next to the boneyard. Stay away from my ghost. I told you so. just want to say, I am enjoying life, and I have no thoughts of suicide. If something happens,
Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It's your boy Nightowl. I want to start off today's show with something a little personal. Today is my boy Chikage's birthday today, right? You know him, you love him. He's the little silly churro guy. But he's more than that. He's a good friend, man. Through all of this AI shit, through all of the stupid people, through all of the dumb internet drama, this man has been a solid friend. Not only to me, but to the majority of the community at large. He doesn't take sides, but he also doesn't really fucking perpetuate nonsense either, right? He's a really good dude, really talented, really good with AI, no matter what it is, Suno or visual AI. He's a real homie. So if you have the time today, go ahead, look him up, give him a like, share, subscribe, follow. Here's his ex. Go ahead and follow him there too. But yeah, happy birthday to my boy Chikage. Everybody loves him. That being said, let's move on. Today's show is going to be a little bit goofy. A lot of long form stuff. I'm hoping to go for a while today. Welcome in Penny Bloomfield. Welcome in Jaded Fett. Welcome in Music Satire. Today's going to be a fun one if I have anything to say about it.
And so, well, listen, because he
Start off strong with some Asmongold.
So, like, obviously, there was a terror attack yesterday, and because of that, people like Hassan are going to go out and counter signal as hard as possible about this terror attack to distract from the 250,000 plus rape victims that were, systematically protected.
I don't understand how anybody looks at that report and just smirks and laughs like a lot of these people do. It's crazy, and it's what they do all the fucking time, no matter where they're at, what country they represent. You present them with the hard facts that make them look bad, and they just do that weird sideways oh, this is above me smirk. It's crazy. I can't believe we let these people get into power.
And ignored by the British government. So, this obviously makes, the influx of Islamic terrorism look bad. So you're waiting for something like this to happen so you can counter signal it. Right?
What's up, Flasco?
So
good morning. How you doing, man?
A few of these and go through all of it. Never stop talking about it. Oh, we never will. We're not going to stop talking about this at all. And I think that's what bothers them the most, honestly, because they know that it looks very bad. And that's the reason why they have to counter signal and bring up Jeffrey Epstein or something, as if everybody is, against Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, here we go. Let's watch it.
He doubles down and explains why he doesn't care if Muslim people get stabbed in the UK. I have zero sympathy, and I don't give a fuck about some guy stabbing people because they let stuff like this happen.
I have zero sympathy, and I do not give a fuck about some guy stabbing people. Yeah. It's because they let stuff like this happen on a day.
Who's they? Who is the...
You. It's you, Mehdi Hassan, and all of the people that are trying to spread social political Islam in Western countries and enable the bad actors and never hold them accountable.
No, he's 100% right. It's entirely enabled by the government systems that invite these people in, and it's done on purpose with the sole express purpose of them doing what they're doing. They knew what was going to happen when they started bringing all these people in. They wanted it to happen. That's why they're not doing anything about it, and they brush it off and they try to ignore it because it's planned.
Specifically you. You do this. You downplay terrorism, you gas it up when you can, and you support it. That's the problem. That's the big issue.
That's letting stuff like this happen.
Allowing huge amounts of migrants to come into the countries while supporting parties that enable this to happen without any sort of safeguards, accountability, or any
Did you're talking about Starmer, right? Music satire. Did he actually fucking resign this time? Did he actually like, you know, step down, relinquish power, and then just leave the fucking Parliament building? Did he actually do it this time?
Level of legal repercussions for the bad actors.
What's up, Harble?
So you've allowed a systematic rape of hundreds of thousands, probably millions of girls across Europe in an effort to push identity politics. This is what you've done. You've tried to push identity politics, and the result of that is that millions of women have been raped. Girls have been raped. That's exactly
I mean, that's a W. That's a W. I mean, like, he should have resigned, like, fucking almost a year ago, but, it is what it is.
He should be deported immediately. We shouldn't have random black guys running around throwing rocks at people in Portugal. These are African migrants, and they should have never been imported into the country. It's a mistake. And the difference is that you want to try to create ambiguity around that, and I don't. So my mindset is that these people should be deported wholesale, right? I mean, I'm sure there are some exceptions of people that can stay that are not problematic, obviously. But I would say, like, overwhelmingly, over 90% of them should be removed. Yeah. I mean, they probably don't improve the economy. They're, in a lot of cases, more violent on average than the average people. That's the reason why many of these countries don't want to even record any statistics about immigration status or race, because they know that it will lead to conclusions that will make them look bad. And I think that Hassan supports those things. You want to have somebody on. You wanted to have Zach Polinsky on your stream who retweeted Mehdi Hassan, who said that the rape gang inquiry was, quote, bullshit. And yeah, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for those people. No, I don't want to hear about how, you know, how bad this stuff is when you're trying to say that people that are systematically raped constantly, and then you can't even discuss any sort of factors around it. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Duh.
Not even that. I just have no sympathy for people who come to another country for a fresh start and then bring their garbage behavior and garbage beliefs and garbage political system to us. That's the only reason why they rape people, is because they think it's okay to do so, because it's okay where they come from. I have no sympathy for that, and I don't care. If they think they're in the right, they should be fucking executed. They should be drug out into the town square, paraded around like a bunch of fucking animals, and then fucking strung up like animals. Like, 'cause they're fucking animals.
How does this...
Majority of the economy is from immigration worldwide. You're uneducated. Do you really think, how is that true whenever China is the second biggest economy and they don't have immigration?
What's
Like,
up, Emmett? How you doing, man? Good morning.
How is this in any way, shape, or form connected to the Islamophobic hate crime that took place in was it Edinburgh?
Islamophobia is a made-up word that's used to silence criticism of Islam. It's not a real word. You know, obviously, you should be able to be critical of any religion. It's not a phobia to be afraid of a religion. It's not a phobia to disagree with what a religion teaches. That's not a phobia. That's an idea.
I don't think it's a phobia to be wary and hostile toward people who are wary and hostile toward you. I think it's just like kind of a mutual distrust. You know, I talk about this all the time, but like when your religious doctrine, when your like whole way of being, your way of life is rape and kill everybody, I don't agree with, because my God tells me to. You don't get to be around me and my kids and my family. Sorry, like, no.
Yeah, that's a disagreement. So you trying to reframe people that don't like a religion as some kind of phobia like homophobia or racism is just inaccurate. Islam is a collection of ideas. Disagreeing with that collection of ideas is not in any way, shape, or form a unique thing or a problem at all. Disagreeing with ideas is what Western civilization is built on, and words like Islamophobia work to subvert Western civilization by making certain ideas and groups of ideas off limits. So this is just not true. It's fake. Daily basis, they never police these people, they never hold these people accountable, and then they want us all to have empathy for 5 people that get stabbed.
That's right.
Meanwhile, this is happening on an industrial level all across Europe, and they refuse to even talk about it.
Who is they? Like
You. It's you. You're the one that said that white women being raped is a utilitarian, better alternative than non-white women being raped in colleges. It's you that said that it doesn't matter whether the rapes happen on October 7th. It's
So this guy had his eyes gouged out by some Muslims, and then the police showed up and pretty much brandished their little bats and said, "If you don't say something nice about Muslims, we're gonna commit police brutality upon you and your family." Is that what happened, Penny?
you who didn't cover the rape gang inquiry at all, but spent all day talking about the Epstein files. So whenever I'm saying these things, I'm talking about you. Now, it's not just you. There are other people too, but you're one of them. The white girl clip? Yeah, let's watch the, because this is, in my opinion, probably one of the worst Hassan clips ever. And I don't think people talk about this one enough. Watch this.
Doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these
It's a good thing. Keep in mind, doing one good thing.
billionaire WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other millionaire fail daughters is, like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like,
So if you're a white girl and you're watching Hassan, he literally views it as a lesser of two evils for you to be raped by a white man. That's right. That's literally him saying it. Watch. Oh, we'll play it again. We'll play it one more time.
I mean, we all knew Hassan was cracked in the fucking head, but that's just that's a lie. He's practically saying that he supports the rape of white people. That's crazy. Why is he still on Twitch? Why does he still have a platform? Like, why? I don't understand. Like, somebody like Asmongold says something like that, and their whole platform, their whole career, everything that they've built over years is just gone with the snap of a finger. But this fucking government patsy, this fucking paid propagandizer can say shit like that, and he's protected? That's crazy.
like doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these billionaire WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date rape to other millionaire fail.
So you're saying that there's like a whole propaganda unit that goes around and tells these families how to address the situations that they've been put into by the government, allowing all these rapists into their country? That's even worse. That's Orwellian. That's just straight up 1984.
Fail daughters is, like, in some respects,
Define. Oh, WASP. I'm sorry. WASP is a term that's used white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So whenever he says WASP, he is explicitly and deliberately, like definitionally, referring to race. It's literally the first letter. That's what WASP means. So he's saying that it is a basically lesser of two evils that white women are being raped. That's right.
you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, taking these
A little bit better.
guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society. Like,
Wow. So this is the person. So whenever I'm talking about who's doing this, I'm talking about you. You're the one that supports this.
It doesn't surprise me anybody named Hassan is a rape supporter. It doesn't.
You're the one that does this. And you've done it for years. Like, how many times did he talk about the rape gang inquiry? I'm pretty sure he didn't read any of it. And if it was, he was trying to read it to disprove it. So he doesn't really care about Jeffrey Epstein. He doesn't really care about the Epstein files. If he did, he wouldn't be defending a country whose Epstein files are their marriage records. Look at Iran's fucking age of consent. They're marrying children over there, and they're raping children there, and it's part of the law. That's what they do. But you're going out there carrying water and making memes about how it's poetic that the Iranian government killed their own people. This is insane.
What do you mean crime? Are there people who are pro-crime? Is that what
when you support the Houthis that take over ships and they bomb people and they kill them and they take them hostage and Hamas kills Palestinians, it's not Israel only that's killing Palestinians. Hamas is killing them too. There was a big protest that was led as a resistance against Hamas and their occupation of Gaza. And do you know what they did to the leader of that organization? They killed them because they kill their own people. You are supporting literal terrorist murderers. That's what you're doing. It's obvious.
What it is? Is there a big they out there that's like pro-crime where they're like, oh,
it's not a big they, but I think that they're influential.
We love crime. Let's have more of it, please.
Give an inch. Yeah, that's exactly it. Never give an inch.
Happening at an industrial level. To be clear, the terrorist already explained why he committed these.
I think the whole like 40 virgin thing is kind of funny because I don't think it specifies whether they're male or female or whether they're even human. So I think it would be funny if, like, you know, they blow themselves up and then they go to see Allah wherever the fuck Allah resides, probably in hell because he's a fucking demon. And their 40 virgins are just a bunch of goats or dudes.
Attacks after he got arrested. I'm protecting my country from these fucking Muslim bastards raping our young daughters, is what he said. Yes. It's so clear what he's trying to do, man. It's always the same. It's fucking rich people that don't want you to recognize.
I'm pretty sure like the shirtless Scottish fucking lumberjack. Like, he's literally built like a fucking lumberjack, bro. I'm sure he's just some rich white dude who just wants to fucking hurt Muslims because he wants to hurt Muslims. I don't think it has anything to do with all of the fucking little girls that have been raped by Muslims. No, Hassan, no. It couldn't possibly be that. Holy shit, man. I hate this dude so much. Like, I genuinely actually hate Hassan Piker. Like, I don't think there is anybody who has been, like, more, like, overtly evil and just, like, straight up, like, on payroll to push evil other than Hassan Piker.
That Muslim immigrants are no different than you in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of
They
fact,
absolutely are whenever they exhibit own group preference and they protect their own, whenever there's somebody that's raping and killing people in their community. This is a problem. It is a legitimate problem. All of them are not like that. Obviously not. But there is a subset of people that are like this, that are exhibiting tribalistic, behaviors this way that are putting everybody at risk. And that's a huge problem. I have more in common with some billion.
Oh, so that's the famous beheading attempt? That's crazy. So, dude not only had to suffer some fucking stank-ass migrant on top of him, trying to, like, saw his head off with, like, a fucking rusty spoon, but he lost his eyes? Damn.
Or a millionaire that's living in my country than I do with a jihadi who wants to kill everybody in my country because we don't believe what they believe. This entire ideology that we're all in this together and this is some sort of a class war. No, it's not. If you really cared about a class war, you would be talking about how bad it is that.
No, I mean, like, I'll say it out loud. I genuinely hope that they charge him with, like, some sort of, like, foreign domestic terrorism charge. Like, what he did what he did in Cuba was, like, fucking disgusting. Like, he went to Cuba to promote fucking communism, essentially, and accept a whole bunch of money to promote communism here in America. And while all of their citizenship were without power, without food, he was comfortable and cozy in a little hotel at a little fucking gay communist concert, getting paid. And the rest of the Cuban populace was suffering because of what he was doing. And, that's literally illegal. Like, you can't go to a foreign country and accept their money to push their agenda on foreign shores. Like, it's just... I genuinely hope he goes to jail for fucking ever, for the rest of his life. I hope they send him to Guantanamo Bay.
Cuba is being controlled by one corporation of people that are billionaires. They have more disposable income and more liquid money than Elon Musk has. But for some reason, you never talk about that. You don't care about billionaires. How many billionaires are there in China? There's billionaires everywhere. So this is the problem that
They only care about white money. If it's like some Saudi motherfucker with an oil well in his backyard with $1 gazillion, they don't care. If it's some Iraqi who made all of his money selling little girls to other rapist Iraqis, they don't care. It's only white people with power that they care about, because it's what the most dangerous thing in the world is to them. A white man with a little bit of money and power. I mean, it's only natural, man, when you have a bunch of fucking brain-dead savages trying to fucking, oh man, take over the world. That's the only thing standing in their way, is a white man with a little bit of money and a little bit of anger in his belly. Thanks for the kicks, Yanuka. Appreciate it.
have is that you're trying to use the carrot on the stick of the class struggle in order to push your ethnic identity politics. And on top of that, you're using it as a way to distract from bad actions like, for example, the industrial scale rapes. So there's billionaires all over the world. Putin's trillions as assets. Yes. Think about how many assets, like, for example, the Iranians have. Think about how much money Khamenei had, right? Probably billions and billions of dollars, but you're going around defending them. Never listen to these people whenever they try to bring up any idea of a class struggle. They don't care about a class struggle. They're using that so they can use you as sheep to Trojan horse their own identity politics into the country. How do I know this? I'll say it again.
These are the same people who would beg for aid from foreign countries, and then when foreign countries deliver that aid, none of it goes to the people. It just goes to like the few on top. Like that's why these systems don't ever work for the country that they're involved in. Like they get help from all these foreign countries, and then they keep it for themselves.
Again, the core of Hassan's ideology is completely Muslim Islamic terrorism. That is the one thing that he will never compromise on. You'll compromise with rich people because you have no problem with Cuba, Iran, and China. You'll compromise on LGBT rights because you support groups that want to kill LGBT people. You'll compromise with anti-Semitism.
Yes, Satire, thanks for stopping by, man.
And you say that you're 10 toes down with the Houthis that wants to literally kill all of the Jews. It's in their mission statement. And then you go around and you say that your favorite flag is Hezbollah. What do you think Hezbollah thinks about Jews? What would it look like if I said my favorite flag was the Nazi flag? Everybody would realize that I'm crypto messaging that I support the Nazis. But somehow we're supposed to expect that you're not doing that? Are you kidding me? That's obviously what you're doing. So every single other value that Hassan pretends to have, he will easily compromise at the first step of a possibility of the influx or the increase of Islamic terrorism or Islamic influence. This is what he will do. And that is the one thing. Think about what else do Ethan and Hassan disagree on besides Islamic terrorism, besides Hamas? What do they disagree on? Basically nothing. So why is it that Hassan was willing to destroy and throw away a relationship with a person because of that one individual disagreement? It's because that is the core of his ideology. The core of his ideology is Islamic extremism and terrorism. And that is the one value that he will never compromise. You the other day said that you don't have a problem with people posting about Yahya Sinwar. This was the guy who was one of the main architects of the October 7th attack in Israel that killed thousands, I think it was over 1,000 people, including Americans. How would you not have a problem with a person who, orchestrated a terror attack that killed 1,000 people? How would you not have a problem with people talking about how he's a good guy? It's because you obviously support it. That's it. So keep that in mind. That is the one value he will never compromise. All of this other class, oh, he cares about the working man. No, you don't. You give a shit about them.
You have a lot more similarities with these Muslim immigrants than you do.
Some of them, but not all of them. If there is a person that comes into the country and they're talking about forcing everybody in the country to think like they think, they want to live in a completely different way. No, you don't. You don't have everything in common. This is a total psyop, and it is a lie. No, you don't have a lot in common with many of these other people that have completely extremist, radical, violent ideas, and they create a mosaic network of an ethnic demographic that effectively protects people from consequences when they rape your daughters. Absolutely not. No, you don't have anything in common with them. To the extent that they're saying that,
I think my boy Chikage might be asleep at these hours. But who knows? He might be around somewhere. Morning noise.
it's because they want you to, for some reason or another, not criticize this behavior. No, I don't have anything in common with that. Absolutely not. Like, remember whenever Henry Novak got stabbed and then the mother was out there at the courthouse and the sister was talking about how they were racist? Do you want to tell me that I have more in common with that person? No, I don't. Absolutely I don't. I want them out of Western civilization entirely.
With your landlord or your boss or faceless, lifeless, parasitic forces of capital, they don't care about you. Okay, these guys are your neighbors, but as long as
they're your neighbors. That's the problem. That's the entire problem. If you read the rape report, you'd know that, but you don't want to read that because you don't actually care.
Hate your neighbors instead of recognizing who actually controls the levers of power. You are the easiest to fuck.
The people that are controlling the levers of power are enabling this because they want votes. That's the reason why. They want votes, and they want to not hold these people accountable in order to maintain those votes. That's the reason why. It's obvious that's what's happening. It's the same thing that happened in Minnesota with Somalians, and this is just a common behavior that's happening where primarily, I would say not always, but primarily leftist policies and leftist policymakers try to import in entire voting blocks and then base their politics. Did I say Minnesota? Whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying, okay? You know what I'm saying. So, really, really loud Sharia law and systematically overlook vulnerable girls. Yes, obviously, this is what happened. So, anyway, this is what's happening, is that you are importing in these voting blocks, and that's it. That you're importing them in order to make them continue voting for you.
Dupe and manipulate. That's all this is. And Asmongold is a champion of this cause.
Yes.
Asmongold is the great divider.
I am absolutely the great divider.
That's based, though. I would rather be against systematic and organized rape than for it, Hassan. Like, do you even understand what you're arguing? Do you think just putting on a fucking suit and these gay-ass, faggot-ass glasses, like, make you an intellectual? Or do you just, like, spout off whatever stupid shit comes off of the top of your low IQ head?
I do not see you as an American in the way that I see other people as Americans. I see you as a subversive force who are trying to insert yourself into American politics, force Middle Eastern identity issues, and then divide the voting population around those issues. That's what you are. And I think more Democrats are starting to realize that. That's why you're getting your talks canceled. That's why you're getting, people are moving away from you. They're trying to, not associate with you. Even Zohran Mendami condemned you inside of the NYC debate. That's what you're doing. It's obvious that's what you're doing. There's on. What is this here? Is the full stop prime examples, enemy of the West. What is this here? Can I find this? Oh, yeah. And then this is the other person, by the way. This is the person I was criticizing.
Different from the rest of the non-Muslims, from the rest of those human beings who live their lives as animals, bending any rule to fulfill any desire. Once we do that, we are lost.
No, I don't have anything in common with that person. I don't want them in my country. I don't want them in my culture. I don't. No, I don't. I am absolutely a divider.
Crazy how the people who fuck goats and live in fucking dirt huts like a bunch of Tusken Raiders want to call everybody else animals and say everybody else lives like animals, bro. We've seen the way y'all fucking live. We've fought against it for 30 fucking years, give or take, probably more. You guys are fucking unhinged.
I recognize that that person is my enemy, and they recognize that I am their enemy. But they lie to people that are good-natured, and they try to play to this idea of class politics. If you really cared about class politics, you wouldn't sabotage every single instance of class politics done by Democrats if it doesn't follow your very, very strict regiment of enabling Islamic terrorism through Iran or through the Middle East in general. It's manipulation. It is.
He does not want you to get mad at the wealthy. He wants you to get mad at others. Okay?
The wealthy are the others.
He wants you to get mad at other working class folk.
Yeah. Because they're causing problems they shouldn't be here.
That's it.
Just want to point out too how this motherfucker Hassan bitches about the rich so fucking often, but yet look at how he lives. Look at the shit he does. Look at how he presents himself. You never see him wearing anything other than like expensive designer clothes. He has expensive shit, expensive houses, expensive cars. Goes and does all this fucking shit. He's the rich that he talks about. It's crazy.
He wants to make you feel like there are some of these like super woke forces out there who actually don't think that crime is a bad thing. And
that's correct, because the report proves that. And I think that the continual protection of these people by these insular secondary immigrant communities indicates that they don't think that crime is a problem. Yes, this entire idea, see, this is what somebody like Hassan does, is they try to make this argument ad absurdum, right? It's like, oh, well, this is, it's so absurd and so crazy that somebody would do this. I agree. I don't know why they're doing it, but they sure are. That's really it. You're going around and you're supporting these people that are literally enabling rape. This is what you're doing. You're downplaying the rape of hundreds of thousands of people, and when it's happening to white girls, you're saying that it's, from a utilitarian perspective, a lesser of two evils. That's what you're saying. You're literally saying that yourself.
And should be solved in any meaningful fashion. He has no solution to it. As a matter of fact,
I have a solution for it. I think we should deport all of these people systematically, use the National Guard, the military, the police force, and every other lever of government to not only freeze their funds, but remove them, revoke their citizenship, send them back, send back their families.
No, it's honestly not hard. All they have to do is send the military in, round all these people up, put them on fucking cargo ships, and fucking ship them back over to the Middle East. Straight into the Strait of Hormuz, and just fucking drop them off wherever they need to be. That's it. It's not hard.
Send back these entire communities. That's my solution. It's very simple, actually. I made it very clear. That's the solution. Go back.
Sorry, Muru. Sorry, Muru. I have to fucking listen to the subject matter before I speak on it. I'm not some fucking foid chained to a dishwasher that gets to spout off like the first thought off the top of my head and everybody eats it up because I'm female. I actually have to think and learn and listen.
I've had a solution the entire time.
benefits from crime continuing, so we can always point to it and try to make it into racial agitprop.
Well, 87% were one racial group from Pakistan. That's substantial. That's a really substantial number. Yeah, this is true. That's what's happening. There are problems with capitalism. There are problems with class dynamics.
Just moid things. Just moid things. What are you doing this morning, Muru? You doing the Muru thing? You just hanging out, doing woman things, not working, just cooking and cleaning, providing a cozy home for your boyfriend.
But people like Hassan don't care about those problems as ends. They care about them as means. They use those problems in order to push identity politics. They don't actually care about them.
There's always this like other. Problem is this kind of racist agitated propaganda is very effective because a lot of people want to abdicate responsibility away, and a lot of people also don't want to look at the current system, the current design of the system, and want to believe that actually there is like some kind of nefarious shadow elite that's like,
yeah, it's exactly what's happening. It's obvious that's what's happening. Everybody can see it.
Demographically replacing them.
Well, yeah, there is a demographic replacement that's underway. It's obvious that that's happening. You can see that's represented in statistics, and you can also see that in statements made for.
I looked at chat, and I swear to God, I read I'm eating cheese at first, and I was like, damn, Muru. Just straight for the cheese. I kind of want Chinese food now, man. Nothing beats a good fucking fried rice and sweet and sour chicken, man. Like, it really doesn't.
Example by Angela Merkel for her saying that she was importing people so she could offset the far right. This isn't a conspiracy. This isn't behind closed doors. He's right about that. It's something that they openly state. They openly state that, and they want to do that.
And creating an existential crisis.
Yeah.
The existential
It is an existential crisis. It absolutely is.
crisis is here. It's capitalism.
Capitalism is the real problem, not the institutionalized rape gangs that are going around and have the support from the government that are basically allowing this to happen for votes. No, all of your daughters and sisters and mothers and, you know, like nieces and all of this, and even nephews, right? Them getting raped, no, that's not the real problem. That's not the problem, guys. No, the real problem is the guy that built a business that made a lot of money off of it. Oh, right. Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
He said, I've spent hours covering the UK grooming gang reports. I have zero sympathy for people who are downplaying it and calling it bullshit. The atrocities against those children and the years of authorities covering it up are disgusting.
What are you laughing at? What's so funny about this? What is this?
Epstein.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate, Jaded. I mean, it is worth it, though. Good Chinese food is always worth the drive.
Defender, by the way.
We've probably covered Epstein more than anyone else. So, by the way,
Epstein defender, by the way.
and you see how he puts himself into full cam to say that for like extra emphasis. So if you look at, for example, Asmongold Epstein, these are the videos that I've made about Jeffrey Epstein. Uh-huh. It's still going.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if he
You can
covered
see
it
his photo and all
extensively.
this, right?
A
It's
lot.
literally me talking about him. That's it. I'm an Epstein defender. I've probably made more videos that have gotten views for Jeffrey Epstein than Hassan has views on his entire channel. And if I had to guess, it's probably not even close. And that's okay.
I've spent hours covering the UK grooming gang reports. I have zero sympathy for people who are downplaying it and calling it bullshit. The atrocities against those children and the years of authorities covering it up are disgusting.
He has nothing to say. Nothing to say because you know it's true. Except for a snort. He's gonna give it a ceremonial snort.
Epstein defender, by the way.
Calling somebody an Epstein defender that's made more videos about Jeffrey Epstein than probably... I'm not even kidding. Look at all of these. I've made more videos about this, and this probably isn't all of them, by the way. There's probably a handful that aren't aggregated here. And this is just on YouTube. I've talked about this more than anybody. I can almost guarantee you that there are more clips and more videos of me talking about Jeffrey Epstein collectively than probably any other person on the internet. I genuinely believe that. You didn't give props to Rokana? I did. I talked to him, actually. And I'm going to say this during the period I talked to him. And, you know, like I said, like, if there's more information, I'd love for you to come on my stream. Because there is a greater... Like, I don't agree with Rokana on a lot of things. But something like the Epstein files needs to be addressed. And whenever you're looking at institutional capture from both sides, you have to try to get allies wherever you can. And if he is an uncommon or an unlikely ally, I was more than willing to take it. Because it was such a huge problem.
Because Twitch is terrified of actually offering consequences to anyone that is right-wing. Okay.
That's right. You have to get people banned. That's it. So now you're up. So now, oh wow. Hopefully, please protect me. Hopefully somebody gets banned. Oh no, I can't actually talk about this or address the points. I have to go and say you need to get banned. Oh my God. This is the person that literally supported terrorists killing people. Like,
okay, that's it.
Honestly, Yanuka, that's the only reason why I haven't read it yet, and I kind of already know what's in it, because I've been following it for a long-ass time. Like, it's, like, I'm sure there's a lot more information in there than I have, but, like, I kind of already know what's going on. Yeah, if I read that whole report, like, I would probably be in prison.
They're absolutely and utterly fucking terrified. There is no dedicated mass, mass banning incident. Like, there are no forces in the same way.
There's no dedicated mass banning incident to people who are spreading right-wing beliefs.
That's crazy, because it's almost exclusively for the censorship of right-wing fucking sentiment and talking points. Leftists never get banned for anything, and if they do, it's not for fucking long. Right-wingers get their whole entire livelihoods ruined. They lose their jobs. They lose their families. They're attacked in the streets, bro. Like, it's crazy. One side is exponentially violent, and the other side is not, and it's very clear.
Right. Yeah. Definitely not. No, that's never happened. That's never happened, guys.
Like, right-wing Discord servers, including Asmongold's server, will sit around and wait for an opportune moment, like a clip that looks weird or a clip that they can clip out of context, to immediately mass spam reports. We don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
We don't do that.
Yeah, you do. You obviously do. Like, you do the exact same thing. Like, you have dozens of Twitter accounts that you retweet and signal boost and elevate all the time. You signal boosted Twitter accounts that accused me of killing my own mother. How can you possibly say that you don't do that? I never brought your family into any of this. All of those accusations about your dad, I never even talked about that ever. But you're going and you're elevating that. I never do that. That's insane. We never did that, by the way. People on Discord only report people who make threats of violence. Well, that's probably why he thinks he's being targeted.
Not at all. And that's part of the reason why that, these guys get away with whatever the fuck they want. They also run a fairly tight ship. Like, I'm willing to bet this kind of stuff doesn't get boosted on LSF. Whenever a clip like this,
well, they have a no politics rule. So obviously, if I'm talking about something political, it wouldn't get boosted on LSF because it's politics. Logically, that's what would make sense, right? Like, I mean, obviously.
clip like this is out there, okay, it gets deboosted.
I've been watching this shit happen in real time. Like, I watch a lot of Alex Jones, and he covers shit like that. Like, when he covered the whole, I think it was like a Scottish girl who fought off an attacker with like a fucking hatchet and a butcher knife, bro. Like, reading that whole report, watching it on Alex Jones' channel was like fucking nutty. I was like, why is this happening? Why do the authorities side with these people? Like, this is literally like some fucking 11-year-old girl having to fight off multiple grown men with a fucking hatchet. Like, what is going on?
No, the reason why I don't push, like, I mean, why would I go after his dad? I don't care. Nobody cares. It's just stupid. It's just stupid, childish personal attacks. Like, whenever people are saying, like, I killed my mom, like, nobody gives a shit about that. It's not like it's going to change anybody's mind. It's just nasty personal attacks made by people that have nothing left to say. It's not like it's going to move the needle. It's not going to help my strategy. It's not going to improve anything. It's just nasty, mean, stupid, destructive behavior that helps no one. So
Asmon covers most everything, man.
Just to hopefully inflict.
But the thing is Alex Jones will cover the shit like weeks before it goes mainstream.
I don't hate Hassan as a person. I hate what he says. I hate what he stands for. I don't care about what he does personally. It's not relevant to me. He could be the greatest guy or the worst guy ever. It's not relevant at all. It's what you're saying.
It's deboosted. Here he is endorsing an Islamophobic hate crime that took place one day after he was reading the Rupert.
Like, that's literally the only reason why I watch Jones, right? Like, you can watch his show, and he'll talk about shit as it's happening. And then you can wait a few weeks, maybe even up to a month, and then mainstream media will cover the same shit that Alex Jones covered like a month ago and act like it's current news. That's literally the only reason I watch Alex Jones. Like, yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's goofy. Like, he's a good entertainer to watch. But at the end of the day, if you want good information, whether it's like just speculative or fucking this, that, or the third, Alex Jones covers most shit first. And you gotta appreciate that when it comes to like the actual like acquiring of information, right? Like, you want information straight from the fucking source, go to Alex Jones.
Rape report that falsely claimed that all
Falsely claimed.
Muslims are doing mass rapes against white women.
Falsely claimed that all Muslims are doing mass rapes against white women. This is why everybody hates you. This is why the entire commentary community and people on YouTube and everybody on the right and the left all hate you. It's because you can never.
That's the thing too, Penny, is that those people had already assaulted her sister. Like, they had literally already assaulted her sister, and she was just trying to extract her sister from the situation and brandishing the tools. She didn't even attack the people. They they just fucking tried to get their sister out of harm's way, and they were both attacked. They were both assaulted. And the government, the media, tried to make it seem like those little girls were like the fucking problem for some reason. Not the grown fucking fighting aged fucking Muslim males trying to hit on 12-year-old girls. They're not the problem. But when the girls try to fight back against being raped in the middle of a fucking park in their hometown, they're the problem. This is why we can't coexist with the left and all these fucking imported voters that they have. Like, it's not gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, the core root of the issue is they want us dead. They want to kill us, but they won't do it themselves. They will import fighters and incite them to violence before they call for it them fucking selves. This is the type of shady, faggot-ass shit that we're dealing with.
Ever engage with or deal with any sort of legitimate criticism without reframing it into a lie. You are insulting the intelligence of all of your viewers, and you're just misrepresenting things for no reason in order to push a narrative that's not even real. Believe all victims except this time? Yeah. So this is, yeah, you literally just lie and reframe it and turn it into something that it's not in order to hopefully make it more, you know, like worse. You're trying to downplay the rape report because it's inconvenient to your...
But now, here's the unfortunate thing about it, right? Is like America is in a prime position to kind of lead the proverbial charge on this, right? We have a Second Amendment, right? The ability to depose and dispose of a corrupt government is ingrained in our country's infrastructure, right? The UK, you know, Russia, all these other countries, they don't have that privilege and that right to be able to say, you know, we don't agree with you, so we're gonna water the tree of liberty with your fucking blood, right? They don't have that ability, but we do as Americans. And not only do we have the ability, but we have the capability. We have weapons, we have ammo, and we're allowed to use them for that express purpose of defending ourselves and deposing a tyrannical government. And now, when you have governments importing literal fucking foreign militias, like, they're all fighting age men, and if there's ever a little girl with them or a woman with them, it's because they're being trafficked into a slavery system. We could easily spark that up. We could go ham against that shit under the Second Amendment, and the government is terrified of us for that. All these other countries don't have that ability. They don't have that right. So a lot of these other people have to sit on their fucking hands and watch their countries go down the drain. But we can inspire everybody else to fight back against that shit. Because at the end of the day, all these laws, all these rights that we have, they're fucking illusions. If we don't defend them ourselves, if we don't perpetrate them ourselves, we're gonna lose them. Like, law is meaningless. It's all just fucking scribbles on paper. The second the government sees fit, they will start killing and camping everybody. Like, it's just, unfortunately, the way it is. Might makes right. Like, it doesn't fucking matter what laws are instilled or who does what. At the end of the day, the biggest entity with the most guns and fucking capacity for violence wins. Because that's just the law of the world.
Or politics.
Rarely do you ever see this kind of clip make its way to livestream fails or numerous other subreddits where people can upvote it and complain about how disgusting or how odious this conversation is, how odious this and toxic this person is, and their worldview being repulsive. Okay? Twitter is already dominated by the far right, so when this kind of stuff goes viral on Twitter...
Isn't it crazy how every platform that isn't massively censored is dominated by the...
Man, I'm old enough to remember the Twitter files, man. I'm old enough to remember how it came out, about how all of these social networking platforms were literally being paid by the government to censor right-wing content creators and people that were spreading information that would make the left look bad. I'm old enough to remember that. A lot of you probably, that just went right over your fucking heads, but the Biden administration and the tech moguls like fucking Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey and all that shit, they were literally censoring people that they did not agree with. And they were paid to do it by the government.
Far right. Wow, I wonder why that is. And also, it's not dominated by the far right. Like, this isn't even true. You have tons of people that are left-wing that are saying things all the time on Twitter. Hassan gets thousands of likes on Twitter. What do you mean that it's dominated by the far right? There's tons of lib-slop opinions that get 100,000 likes all the time. It's not even true.
Yeah, man, like, you genuinely can't fight. You can't use words against liars and thieves, right? You can't speak in good faith against people who have none, right? So at the end of the day, the only recourse that you have is to destroy. vote your way out of it, can't legislate your way out of it, can't talk your way out of it, can't reason with people who didn't get to these conclusions through logical ways anyway.
People actually celebrate it. They cherish it. They think it's awesome. And Twitch is terrified of taking any action against someone who is actively championing hate crimes taking place.
3 hours since this event happened, and now 250,000 plus rapes, sexual assaults, and abuse, or sorry, victims, because the rapes obviously happened multiple times. Not a single peep, not a single, not a bit of conversation, never wanted to talk about that even for a second. And the reason why is because you don't actually care about it. You only care about the political implications. And in the instance where you did acknowledge it, you poisoned the well by falsely framing it in something that it wasn't. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody else has to listen to this narrative. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Scrutiny on this, his audience will then turn around and claim falsely that I say this exact same kind of thing about Jewish people, and then they will do a counter messaging campaign.
Well, you don't say that same thing about Jewish people. You just support people that want to do the next Holocaust. Whenever you're supporting people that actively want to genocide Jews worldwide, like the Houthis or Hamas or Hezbollah, yeah, I'd say that's anti-Semitic. That's like saying, well, I'm not anti-Semitic, but I support the Nazis. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that the people who never do anything wrong, never commit any genocides, are also the same people who are like going off on like news publications and saying maybe America needs another 9/11 to get their shit straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you say that? What do you mean by that?
Really? Like, what are we even doing here? They want to kill Americans too? They do. But this is the reason why you're being called anti-Semitic.
The lockdowns barely worked the first time, dude. Like, literally. Like, I never masked. I never stayed in my fucking house. Like, if I ever went to a store, I was fortunate to live in Florida, so, like, not a whole lot of people really complied with that shit. But, yeah, like, every so often I'd go into the store and there would be, like, some fucking, like, lame-ass, fucking retarded-ass Karen wearing, like, 3 masks. And, like, they'd be like, oh, you need a mask. And I'd be like, no, I'll just go to a different store. Fuck you and your company.
Is because you openly express support for groups that want to systematically kill Jews. That's the reason why people think that you're anti-Semitic. I don't know why this is complicated. It's obvious.
To make it seem like I am actively demanding hate crimes happen to Jewish people or whatever.
It's like saying I'm not racist against blacks, but I support the KKK, but you really didn't. But you literally say the KKK should have the right to exist. Well, the KKK, number one, there's nobody here supporting. I hope, right? Nobody here is supporting the KKK. And on top of that, like, I'm not saying that. I've never said that. Obviously, people have a right to freedom of speech, but no, I don't support them at all. It's like an insane comparison. What?
So just wait. I know exactly how this song is sung. I know exactly how this song and dance goes.
Because you know what you're doing. Of course you know how it goes because you're the one that's doing it. Yeah, you're supporting people that are going around saying that they want to kill Jews. And then you act like, oh my God, I bet they're going to say that I'm anti-Semitic. This is like shitting your pants and then saying, guys, I can read minds. I'm going to walk into this Walmart and people are going to say I smell bad. Duh. Obviously. When you're supporting people that want to systematically kill Jews, they're going to think that you're anti-Semitic. Like, what? He thinks he's like Joseph Joestar, and your next line is gonna be like, yeah, duh.
Only right-wingers get to have quote-unquote free speech. No one else. Bro, giving them tutorials? No, it's just...
Yeah, your free speech is advocating for terrorism. Yes, that's right. And by the way, you have free speech. You're not banned. You have enjoyed total institutional protection on every single systematic level that exists. You enjoy institutional protection on your main platform, Twitch. You enjoy institutional protection.
I don't think anybody in their right mind likes the KKK. They're just fucking. They're no better than the Muslims, bro. Like, if you think about it, they just want to kill people they don't agree with. And I think, like, even furthermore, the KKK is a Democrat organization. It was literally founded by the Democrats in response to the end of the Civil War, bro. That's all the KKK ever fucking was. It was just like, if I remember right, they started off from, like, being the, like the runaway wranglers, right? Like they were the riders that would go after escaped slaves back in the day. And then, like, once all the plantations went out of business, they just formed hate groups because they all lost their jobs and their fucking livelihoods and their homes and shit because of, like, the northern policies that were forced upon them after losing the war. So, like, that's where all that shit comes from. And, like, if you remember history right, the Republicans were the ones who freed the slaves, and the Democrats were the ones who started a whole fucking war to keep their slaves.
Or enjoyed institutional protection on Twitter, and I think that because of that, you're probably not going to get banned on Twitter, even if you do say something that's problematic, like, for example, advocate to kill Rick Scott, or post, like, in my opinion, I think you should have been banned on Twitter when you posted the picture of the makeshift gun that was used to kill Shinzo Abe. I think the moment that you posted that, your account should have been instantly permabanned, because you are making a implicit threat and an advocacy to political assassination and violence. You should have been banned. You didn't get banned. And one of the reasons why you didn't get banned is because you had an institutional grandfathered in presence on the website that made it harder for them to justify banning you. If that
No. He didn't have, like, some grandfathered in fucking institutional, like, foothold. He was just straight up protected by the powers that be. Like, that's it. He was an ally and he was protected. That's it. He says the right things and he has a lot of followers, so he was protected. Anybody else who did that shit would have been banned.
You'd probably be off the platform for that, and you should have been too. That's the truth. He advocated for suicide drones too. I don't remember the clip for that. I'm not going to get into that.
I'm pre-watching it. Okay.
Guys, I predict they're going to call me out for my support of organizations that want to kill Jews. Oh, they're doing it? I'm so smart. Look at me. Look how smart I am.
What he's saying, what he's calling something bad happening to people like him, is a fucking
something like, yeah,
Islamophobic hate crime, dude.
It's Islamophobic. It's not Islamophobic. That's a made-up word. I don't want to hear the made-up word.
People being stabbed in a mass stabbing incident.
Here's the difference, is that whenever somebody goes and does this, everybody realizes that this guy that did the stabbing is a psycho retard. You're not going to have his family and an entire community of people trying to act like he didn't do it. He's going to be held accountable, and there's a good chance that when he gets to prison, he's going to get the shit beat out of him. That's the difference. It's that you don't hold bad actors inside of your own community accountable, and because of that, your entire community gets judged by those bad actors. When Henry Novak had, what was killed, and then the killer's family was out there supporting him, that's what's truly disgusting. Everybody knows that you're going to have murderers and rapists. We all know this. Like, this is just, it's the nature of the human condition at the end of the day. It really is. It's the nature of the human condition. You're going to have bad actors, you're going to have evil people, and you're going to have bad things happen. But the difference is that you shouldn't be systematically allowing it to happen and then also defending it whenever you think that it's on your side. And that's the difference between, for example, whenever I made 1,000 videos about the Epstein files, and he won't even talk about the rape report without poisoning the well. That's the difference.
These are innocent people. The fuck is wrong with you? It's totally unacceptable. It's unacceptable when it happens to anyone.
Yeah, and you know who else was innocent? All the British girls that were raped systematically by the majority Pakistani Muslim rape gangs.
Just saying it's a rape is such an injustice too. It wasn't just rape, it was gang rape. They were trafficked. They were traded for money and subjected to multiple hundreds of fucking rapes per instance. Some of the girls were literally just tied up and continuously fucking raped until they either were thrown away or died or fucking what have you. A lot of the accounts in those in that report is just fucking atrocious. I know I've brought this up before, but I was watching an Alex Jones segment when he was covering some of the stuff, and he was the case was like with a 12-year-old girl, I think, maybe even younger, and they used a balloon to stretch out her insides. Like they pumped her up full of fucking air, so that way it was easier to fucking rape her continuously. And the judge was even like, this is some fucking disgusting shit. Like, you guys are going under the jail. Like, it's crazy that people, like, think this shit is just so cut and dry. It's just normalized fucking rape. It's not. It's systematic fucking torture. It's like a war tactic.
They were innocent, too. They didn't consent because they were 11 years old. But you're not talking about that. These people have no moral high ground anymore. There is no moral high ground. There is no pleas for humanity whenever you are enabling this. That's over. That's done. You had your chance and you threw it away.
Anyway, yeah. Piker Broadcasting Service. For tomorrow's smear campaign today.
Right, there's too many of them. Oh, that his bullshit rape gang report falsely claiming Muslims raped 250,000 white girls.
Bro, this isn't even a dog whistle. This is a full-blown endorsement. It's a bullhorn.
Yeah, it is. Mehdi Hassan is endorsing the rape gangs by trying to downplay it. That's exactly what he's doing. That's correct. That's what I was calling out. And then a guy that you wanted to have on your stream, Zach Polinsky, that's the reason why it's getting recommended to you also, is reposting it. So yeah, it is a bullhorn. That's the problem. You're only upset now that people are listening.
He's just straight up saying, like, yeah, whatever. Am I supposed to care about something bad happening to Muslims and people like you? Implying, you know, he's saying, like, Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah, because you're enabling rapes of hundreds of thousands of people. You're actively doing that.
Happened to your people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad. I mean, that's it. What else can I fucking say about this? I mean, it's gross. It's disgusting. It's unbelievably racist, and guess what? Most likely,
it's not racist.
Nothing will fucking happen.
Because it shouldn't. If anything should happen, they should ban people like you for constantly advocating for terrorism and supporting groups that want to kill all of the Jews. I mean, if anything should happen, it should be that. And I'm not even advocating for that. I'm just saying.
Gold will not receive a punishment for this. If he does, Elon Musk will tweet about it and will complain about it and will say that, like, free speech is being suppressed. Our brave warrior Asmongold was banned for saying the truth about, you know, Pakistani rape gangs or whatever.
Or whatever. Or what? See, the constant downplaying. The constant downplaying. Every single time.
And it'll be a whole fucking chaotic media cycle. The right-wing forces will defend him. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to fucking say. I feel like this is where it would have been helpful to have some kind of broad basis of support and solidarity amongst creators to demand Twitch take action. I know a lot of creators don't care, but I feel like enough do. No, they don't. They're terrified.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of creators, there's actually been multiple creators, I would never reveal names, but there have been multiple creators, ironically all female, that have reached out to me and actually said how much they appreciate me talking about the rape gang inquiry and how much they care about the fact that I did that. So you'd actually be surprised at how little people support you and how many people hate you. They see the clips of you trying to act like raping white women is the lesser of two evils, and they don't like that because some of them are white. Well, I'd never talk about this publicly or name names. I never have to do that. He wants people to do that because he cares more about optics.
Asmongold runs a mass harassment shop against...
If I run a mass harassment shop, then why were people telling Dr. K that they were most afraid of your audience? Do you think Dr. K lied? Is he another Israeli spy? You harass people like crazy. All of the people that are accusing me of killing my own mom, they're all your fans. Who does that? Hassan is one of the figureheads of the most vicious, vitriolic, aggressive, psychotic, psychopathic groups of people on the entire internet. And he harnesses and weaponizes them as much as he possibly can. Nobody else does that. Not even remotely to the same degree that he does. That's the reason why people don't talk bad about you. It's because you harass them systematically, and your orbiters do the same thing. I'm a Muslim and I'm disgusted by this shit. No, you don't understand. Like, everybody, we know that there's a reason why these guys from Pakistan go to Europe. One of the reasons why they do that is because if they did it in Pakistan, they'd be dead. Do you think that they put up with this shit in a lot of these Muslim countries? No, they kill them. They literally kill them for doing this. So, no, there's no, listen, I'm not against all of you guys. The problem is very simple. The problem is when you have an ethnic group come into the country that behaves as a tribal group rather than assimilating, and then commits crimes and protects itself. That doesn't mean you hate all Muslims. It doesn't mean you don't want any immigration, but that's a big problem, and it needs to be seen for the way it is. And honestly, I think we should just listen to the way the UAE does it. Listen to them, take their advice. They're the experts on Islam. Just listen to them and do what they say. They're the ones that say that we have an extremist problem. What the hell's happening? You like this is 90% of it's propaganda, radicalization, systemic failure? I think it's 90%. I don't know, 90% of what? I have no idea.
Literally content creators with 30 concurrent viewers. He does not.
Yeah.
He will go after anyone and everyone. I mean, he goes after me all the time too, but I have a large enough audience that I can withstand it. I don't give a shit. Whereas he will go after random trans content creators from Twitter that have 30 concurrent viewers on Twitch.
Why would it matter if they're trans? What would being trans have anything to do with this? You're trying to add an additional moral value that I'm trying to single out and attack trans people. It's like a protected class, oh, wow, I'm bullying all the trans people. No, just the ones that want to indoctrinate and talk to kids. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a huge problem.
Over and over again, and try to, mass, mobilize the community to engage in mass harassment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He takes advantage of the Epstein harassment shop as well.
Epstein harassment shop? What?
Oftentimes their targets are aligned, random left figures, people like myself. So they join forces.
Bro really thinks he's the victim of a harassment campaign, dude. People just don't like you. You're not agreed with. You spout fucking hate and fucking stupidity and fucking misinformation. Dude, you're a fucking gay commie libtard. Nobody likes you. It's not harassment. You just aren't well received.
Well, I think that's a good reveal on why you don't have the Democrats that support you and why they don't want to have anything to do with you. It's because you other yourself from them whenever you actually find it convenient. Destiny is a liberal. Destiny is a liberal Democrat. He has opinions that I disagree with, but Destiny is an American.
And do this kind of targeted smear campaigns and targeted harassment campaigns, and it feeds into this never-ending cycle of reactionary commentary on YouTube. And a lot of the slop tubers don't even care about it either. They don't have any sort of real...
Yeah, because nobody is going to listen to you say that I'm an Epstein defender after I've made 100 videos on Jeffrey Epstein and take you seriously. You just look like a retard.
Political opinion. They're just totally fine with...
I mean, he's so he's either hyper self-aware and just thinks he can lie through everything, or he's painfully unself-aware and he genuinely believes this shit. Either way, it's not a good look on Hassan Piker.
Commentary regardless. And that's how you maintain an outsized, right-wing slanted media sphere that has actually a very diverse audience.
It would be much better if I was aligning with literal terrorist organizations that rape and kill people like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. and trying to run defense for the Iranian government that's massacred and murdered tens of thousands of their own people. They had to turn off the internet so they could start shooting everybody. But no, the problem really is the fact that I don't actively view Destiny's community as some evil group of people. No, I don't like a lot of the things that they say, and they don't like what I say. But that doesn't mean that we can't come together and recognize that you are an external threat that's coming into American politics. You're trying to import foreign blood feuds that are thousands of years old into American politics. That's what you want to do. And I think that everybody sees that, and they rightfully completely repudiate it. And that's why your speaking arrangements are being canceled.
They're both the same fucking person, essentially. They're just they hate each other because they're competing for like the spotlight. They both want to be the hero. They both want to be the main character of like the leftist narrative. So that's why they hate each other. It has nothing to do with them disagreeing on anything fundamentally. They want the glory. They want the spotlight. So that's why they're beefing with each other.
With a diversity of opinion, but it's not really reflected because all of the top.
This clip is sped up. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. Jesus. Yeah, wow. I wasn't even thinking of this.
Left content creators are ritualistically humiliated on the timeline.
Yeah, because they support things like child genital mutilation. They support things like the Iranian terrorist government. They support things like October 7th. They deserve to be humiliated. And they should honestly be humiliated more.
By virtually every...
They support terrorist rapists and pedophiles.
Apolitical to far-right figure on the internet, and most of these websites, especially Twitter, which a lot of these kinds of smear campaigns aggregate from, are so boosted to the far right in their algorithm that it ends up having this exact same toxic attitude reinforced.
It's the algorithm. It's Elon Musk. It's never you. It's never your fault. It's always somebody else.
In all the other platforms that rely on these smear campaigns that are being boosted on Twitter. It doesn't just stay on Twitter. It makes its way to Reddit. It makes its way to TikTok.
Thank God. Thank God. People are seeing the message. By the way, about harassing smaller content creators, what's this?
I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hassan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are so I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hassan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are full of people threatening to assault me, dox me, calling me Amber Heard as an insult, saying that I am using propaganda and I'm being paid by YouTubers that I also hate. Yeah, it's crazy that I called out Hassan for tourism and misogyny and being basically a passport bro, and I've got people calling me like a conservative in my DMs and just saying I'm spreading propaganda and that
it's not him that's harassing people. No.
Even if he did these things, we still need him as the face of the left. But yeah, Hassan fans straight up got me demonetized. And this is coming from someone that used to be subbed to Hassan. I was giving that millionaire money because I was an idiot. So, yeah, maybe let's cool it with the rape threats because I don't really think that's helping with the misogyny allegations. That would be great if you could stop threatening to murder me.
Man. I don't know. I think that's kind of bad. When you criticize Hassan Piker and he says you defend white supremacy and calls you a rablib because you said white leftists shouldn't call Candace Owens slurs and his followers mass report your video and flood your comments with snowflakes because you call them a misogynist.
You guys are developing this idea that someone like myself...
Crazy. It's almost as if they're all fake and gay.
Rules on Twitch.
Well, yeah.
Never getting punished for it.
You do.
Whereas someone like Asmongold is simply a regular dude saying the truth.
That's, you know what? I'm glad he finally realized this.
Sometimes going a little too far, but ultimately he's just a regular dude, right?
So
I mean, he
true.
wears a white t-shirt. So I can't possibly fathom that this is a
Are you really getting upset? Is this really like you're really in on he's all in on his suits, isn't he? This is the worst suit that I've ever seen in my life. Like, what is this? Is this like a 1968 trailer for like a Sears vacuum cleaner? You're gonna try.
Like, half the time he's dressed like some fucking, like, rich bum. Like, I know it's like an oxymoron, but he literally just wears designer clothes that make him look like a bum half the time. On top of, like, 10-inch platform boots. Like, he tries to look tough, but he really just looks like a fucking faggot. A lot. Like, he wears nothing but, like, fucking... I don't think I've ever seen him wearing anything that was under, like, $300. Maybe even more. Like, he's such a fucking retard, bro.
To sell me a vacuum cleaner? How about a new washing machine? Maybe one of these newfangled portable air conditioning machines. This is embarrassing. He's dressed like he came out of the back rooms. What are you doing? And you're making fun of my t-shirt.
This is how you feed the algorithm. What it takes to feed the algorithm, we don't
Have you ever thought about why there's a big algorithm for content that's negative about you?
I've not. I don't really watch
I'll
Gucci
explain
marks, to be totally honest.
It's because a lot of people hate you. They don't like you. All across the board. Republicans don't like you. Democrats don't like you. A lot of people don't like you. Keep in mind that whenever they did polling about Hassan Piker favorability, that people that were living with their parents had like positive favorability of Hassan, and people that were living with their own kids, so like they had their own life, they had negative favorability. Why would this happen? Nobody knows.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And here's the meme of the day, brought to you by 5mind.com. Well, friends, it appears as though the dominoes are falling, and they're falling fast. I guess let's go ahead and start this video with a statement. It is complete, and I mean utterly over for little Dr. Fauci here. He's been running around covered by this cloak of plausible deniability, but at this point, the facts are out, they've been revealed, and there is no more defending this guy. Literally impossible to defend this guy at this point. Mr. Untouchable here, America's doctor. He's walked around for years thinking he was untouchable, the guy that the mainstream media and the most powerful institutions would shield no matter what. He thought the deep state machine would protect him forever, that they'd keep the receipts buried. But folks, that ends now thanks to Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. Little Fauci's rotten record here is now getting dragged into the spotlight. And once again, of course, it's a similar headline, the wacky conspiracy theorists. I guess we're right all along. The people who are cast off as crazy, dangerous, anti-science freaks, once again, were right, had this guy pegged from day one, and now there is no more hiding from it. I know Dr. Fauci is currently enjoying a very luxurious, comfy retirement with his nearly $20 million net worth, but this guy doesn't belong on a sunny beach enjoying his retirement. He belongs in prison. But let's not just make the statement, no, let's go ahead and add some important context here. Let's tell the real story of Dr. Fauci. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so yesterday we spoke about the announcement from Tulsi Gabbard, but now in light of all
Part of the reason why I'm in a suit all the time is because wearing a suit, basically like lingerie for old conservative ladies. Yeah, they love that shit. Get some horny, 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 horny. Gucci Marks generated this shit.
Got my motherfucking suit on, baby, cause I wanna make love with these alright ladies. A small ass head with a big ass suit and tie, cause these grannies turn me on and makes me wanna cry. It all started with this lady, she was beating me. She said she left the country right around the late 80s cause of the commies, but I knew that bitch just told a lie. That granny fake, she from the south, I know granny is spy. Told her she should come over, suck my Turkish pickle. Wow. Don't you ever disrespect the hammer and the sickle now. Can you believe this fucking refugee? She should go back, just pack your things and leave. Can't stop thinking about them grannies, grannies. Pull up and got my motherfucking suit on, baby. It's already far past your bedtime, ladies. You should be home Googling Hassan Piker meat pics. Check out my Turkish pickle if you haven't seen it. Cause I think if you're at that age as an old lady, you shouldn't be running around acting all crazy. All sorts of fucked up being like it's mentally ill. You should be at home, put on some Hassan and chill. These old ladies should be flicking their beans. To my Turkish pickle, yeah, I like to be seen. These old ladies should be flicking their beans. Give it a rating, ladies, but please don't be mean. These old ladies should be flicking their beans. To my Turkish pickle, yeah, I like to be seen. These old ladies should be flicking their beans. Give it a rating, ladies, but please don't be mean.
The fucking super wide small head. This is like the gayest shit I've ever seen, bro. I'm kind of low-key mad that y'all baited me into watching that shit.
All that,
Like,
a lot of old
I'll
clips
never
are
be able to
starting
clean my
surface, and
eyeballs
this clip
enough.
in particular is now being revitalized and going viral everywhere. Here's a clip from 2021 of RFK Jr. explaining one of the programs that Dr. Fauci was overseeing. All of this, by the way, happened back in the 1980s under his watch. Take a look at this.
One of the worst things about those experiments, Al, is that it turns out many of those kids, if not most of them, did not even have HIV. So there's not even a pretense that there was hidden benefit for these children in being guinea pigs for these drugs. These kids were chosen because they didn't have parents to protect them. And the law says if they don't have parents, the state has to appoint a guardian, and the guardian cannot allow experimentation on those kids unless there's a clear benefit from the medication to the children. Tony Fauci made sure that none of those kids had guardians, which is illegal, and then he hid what he was doing from the boards. He took foster homes in 6 states and he turned them over to the pharmaceutical industry. You know, there's videos of these children, an old BBC documentary that will make you cry. I promise you, you cannot look at these without weeping. There's Celia Farber, who's this amazing researcher who worked on this chapter for me and did a lot of the original research on it. She actually went up to Hawthorne, New York, to the Gates of Heaven Cemetery. She found the cemetery where Fauci was disposing of the corpses of these children. Tony Fauci treated them as collateral damage, and his objective was to enlarge the markets for these pharmaceutical companies who he had partnered with by allowing toxic chemotherapy drugs to be given to children. And then the next experiments, which are in the next chapter, which are equally horrendous, is his experiments on Africans. So he was giving the most toxic drugs known to humanity to pregnant women, many of whom with their babies, many of whom did not have HIV, to see what the tolerance levels were. In other words, not to try to help them, but to see how much they could take before their babies would abort or before they would die.
It's a track record of unethical behavior, secrecy, and of course, in this case, plausible deniability. It's not a new story. These details were made public back roughly around 2008, 2009, and for the most part, it didn't make headlines. By design, of course, the mainstream media didn't give it any light. Now it's no longer a situation in isolation. And like I was mentioning earlier, that cloak of plausible deniability is kind of hard to run away from at this point. In the past, the defense was, well, Dr. Fauci didn't do it himself. He wasn't leading the program. And while, of course, that's true, he was still the director of the entire department. He oversaw that program, a program that systematically abused
if anybody else really needs to go to fucking prison in the near future, it is this guy. He has a long, storied, fucking documented history of like crimes against humanity when it comes to like gain of function research and stuff like this. Like that's his whole thing. Is all he does is like fucking do mad scientist experiments on people and causes a lot of fucking death and destruction in his wake. He's like literally single-handedly worse than that Japanese experimentation unit that was like committing the same types of atrocities on like Chinese like countrymen during World War II.
Used and took advantage of.
I forget. It's like Unit 716 or something like that. But like essentially, it's the same shit.
The most vulnerable people among us. Program that violated consent law, violated these children, and used them like basic frickin' scientific livestock. And while the plausible deniability argument may work again in isolation, at this point, there's just too much orbiting around this guy. It's not just that, but it's also the abuse of dogs. The NIAID under Dr. Fauci funded experiments that involved beagles being exposed to parasites, being bitten by sandflies, put through procedures that animal welfare investigators called outright cruel, and in some horrific cases, certain dogs had their vocal cords cut, so the researchers didn't have to listen to them cry. Just horribly, horrifically inhumane, cruel experiments that were happening, funded by taxpayer dollars in secret. And
731. I was close.
Fauci
I was
has
close.
denied these experiments, and guess what? He lied. He's tried to dissociate himself as well, that he was just the, overarching authority figure. He was the director, but he couldn't control every element of what was going on. He claims ignorance of these programs, but do you really find that believable? Of course not. He was the damn director. He knew this stuff was going on. He was probably giving them the green light. And so a fact pattern emerges here, a pattern again of secrecy and dishonest denial. And it's not just the extreme unethical crap that they were doing behind the scenes. Now the compounding effect, Dr. Fauci's behavior throughout the entirety of the COVID pandemic, a pandemic that at this point seems directly downstream from, once again, dangerous, unethical experiments that he was funding and he was spearheading, the at this point infamously known gain of function research that they were doing on bat viruses. This, of course, was happening at the Wuhan Institute of Virology through EcoHealth Alliance that, again, Dr. Fauci's NIAID was funding. The specific details of their work making the coronavirus more.
I think this is funny too, because I think Tulsi Gabbard just like released a lot of documentation on all of these different biolabs and government-funded fucking research centers that were doing stuff like this for Fauci.
Transmissible and dangerous in the lab. Well, once again, while this information started to bubble to the surface when questions came up, Dr. Fauci showed up before Congress and said that the NIH had never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan. He lied. Again, a history of denial and deception. Then he had the audacity to show up in front of the American people and lie to their faces.
It likely jumped species from an animal reservoir into humans and now is spreading among humans.
The mutations that it took to get to the point where it is now is totally consistent with a jump of a species from an animal to a human.
The most likely origin is a natural origin from an animal reservoir to human. It's a natural occurrence from an animal reservoir to a human.
So it came from a wet market in the same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of exactly what this thing is. That's some coincidence.
It's a coincidence, but there are so many labs all over China that have both labs and wet markets.
He repeatedly claimed that the COVID pandemic had started from natural transmission, floating this idea that it came from a wet market in Wuhan, the type of deceptive, dishonest propaganda that you'd expect from Chinese officials, except no, this was coming from Mr. Science himself, Mr. Untouchable expert of virology, Dr. Fauci, the authority on the issues who shall not be questioned. Oh boy, do I remember that time when we did question these narratives. Guess what we got? We got strikes on our YouTube channel. We got banned off of social media. And now, well, womp womp womp. Turns out we were right. Dr. Fauci lied again. He lied about all of it throughout the entire process.
Honestly, Yanuka, man, like, yeah, it was kind of like a doofy thing to do, but at the end of the day, you can't blame yourself for that type of shit. Like, yes, you should have been a little smarter, you should have been a little stouter, but you were tricked by propaganda. You were tricked by fear. And it's something that happened to a lot of people. You aren't alone in that, man. Like, it happens. And the good thing is that you recognize that it was kind of goofy, and you are of a different thought process now. Don't beat yourself up too much over that shit. Anybody who thinks they're immune to propaganda is fucking retarded.
Says. And again, the narrative I'm trying to build here is that we cannot view these cases and these situations in isolation. There is a fact pattern, a common denominator that is shown throughout this guy's entire professional history. A pattern of deceit and dangerous studies that runs for decades. From using foster kids and orphans in these risky drug trials, literally giving children AIDS, to funding cruel and inhumane experiments on dogs, bankrolling dangerous gain-of-function research in foreign labs with horrible track records, and throughout the entire process, lying, or at the best, grossly misleading the American public, the public that, by the way, was funding all of his work. This guy oversaw some of the most ethically rotten chapters in modern American medical research history, and then he doubled down during the biggest health crisis in a century. He put protecting the deep state institution ahead of the American people, ahead of transparency, and at this point, it's just too damn much. The totality of this guy's actions, at this point, to me, amount to crimes against the American people, crimes against humanity, and these are crimes, my friends, that simply cannot go unanswered. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. That's what I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
This is Eustace's latest song. He premiered it last night. I was there for it. It was pretty good, and now you guys get to watch it.
Woke up in the feed, pixels dripping like Lego. Stacking up the chaos, but the gravity, let's go. Pineapple Kool-Aid in my veins, sipping slow. Sweet poison dreams where the truth don't ever show. Stalling nations on repeat, ghosts in the code. AI remix the timeline, overload the node. Now I'm scrolling deeper, lost in the glow. Wondering if the hand that feeds me even knows. In the reflection pool, I see my face distorted. Watermelon felon racing, donations, it's absurd. White House moto cars doing backflips, inverted. Mix it in the mixtape game, journalists never learn. Deep in the slop I drown, but the laugh keeps me preserved. Reflecting on the wreckage, what version of me emerged? Carmelo and Funny stab in a fever dream, crossed over reality now, nothing what it seemed. No vax, bleeding shadows cutting through the screen. I don't think you are made. The algorithm screams while the bots keep building empires out of memes. I stare into the water, ripples turn a green. Algae lives matter. What do you mean? Am I the builder or just another brick in the wall? Just another fragment in the feed overall. Pineapple Kool-Aid got me questioning the dose. Stolen future, stolen past, everything exposed. In this hall of mirrors made of gold and broken glass. Funny how the jabs land harder than the truth that lasts. In the reflection pool, I see my face distorted. Watermelon felon racing, donations, it's absurd. White House moto cars doing backflips, inverted. I don't think you have made whole world's just one big blur. Mix it in the mixtape game, journalists never learn. Deep in the slop I drown, but the laugh keeps me preserved. Reflecting on the wreckage, what version of me emerged? Yeah. Legos falling, Kool-Aid dripping, stabbing through the mix. Chaos not forever, but at least it kinda hits. Yeah, my outlook on the world right now is based. Y'all figure it out before it's too late. I can sum it up in a single phrase. I don't think you have, mate. I don't think you have, mate.
Powerful stuff from Eustace, man. He never misses. Easily one of our best creators. AI is lucky to have a creator like that, man.
Whatever goes around comes around. Far left-wing, open borders, globalist, communist Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer, who's overseen the absolute cultural collapse of the once proud and sturdy British people, all the way to the beheadings and mass stabbings and mass rape of his island, is, well, resigning, or has already resigned. I'm not exactly sure. Donald Trump just announced it, and the final humiliation is that the man who is probably the political polar opposite of Keir Starmer, Donald Trump, and the two men don't like each other at all, is the one announcing that Keir Starmer is out. President Trump beating Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, humiliated, battered, and destroyed to his own announcement. Donald Trump declares Keir Starmer will resign after ashen-faced cabinet ally admits Prime Minister is facing up to the political reality amid expectation that he's going to quit today or tomorrow. President Trump here.
I say this all the time, but I think Trump would go so much harder if he just went bald. Like, I sincerely do. Like, I know the man likes his hair, but, like, he barely has any at this point. He might as well just go bald and project power like a motherfucker.
Here. Announcing it on Truth Social. Let's read. Keir Starmer will resign as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He failed badly. Two very important subjects, immigration and energy. Open the North Sea oil. I wish him well. President DJT. This is one of the latest high-profile announcements. It's pretty much been a never-ending cavalry of individuals leaving the administration of Keir Starmer and trying to realign themselves. This is, of course, the globalist trick. Right now, they pulled it with Joe Biden. They pulled it with Joe Biden. They did the switcheroo, right? Joe Biden was about to lose, so they just did a Hail Mary, try to switcheroo with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris performed better than Joe Biden would have. Joe Biden would have been blown out even worse, obviously, and they wouldn't be able to rig the elections as much. I think this is the point. If they have a new candidate, they can start rigging the elections fresh. It doesn't make any sense if Joe Biden got 80 million votes. So they say Joe Biden got 81 million votes in 2020. That's a lie. That's not true. Barack Obama got 69 and 65 million votes. You're telling me that Joe Biden got 25% more votes than Barack Obama. That's not true. He got more votes than Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton got 65 million votes. Kamala Harris got like 70 million votes. So Joe Biden got 81? No, it's a lie. But if they run Joe Biden again, and then he gets 50 million votes, and his vote total gets cut in half, then it's obvious that they've just ripped off everyone. That the elections are illegitimate. Same thing with Justin Trudeau in Canada. Justin Trudeau had the same problem. They had to put him out to pasture, right? Take him out back, old yeller him politically, because if they run somebody who's so unpopular and you end up getting like 20% of the vote, it proves that their entire system is fraudulent. The votes are fraudulent. The vote counting is fraudulent. And so they have to do these switcheroos. They're pulling the same thing in England. They're going to try and replace Keir Starmer before an election. So anyway, I hate this game. It's sickening. It came after Keir Starmer's cabinet allies admitted the prime minister is facing up to political realities following Andy Burnham's thumping win in an election. So they're switching out. So they're putting in a guy named Andy Burnham, right? I don't know much about this guy. So Andy Burnham is he's this globalist cuck, and he worked with Tony Blair. So they're going to try and like do moderate. He worked also for Gordon Brown, who's also like a terrible prime minister. So they're going to try and like squeeze this guy in just like they did in Canada with Mark Carney. And so they shoved him into office, much like they shoved Kamala Harris in, right? Or Mark Carney in Canada. And remember what Klaus Schwab says about the WEF. We penetrate the cabinets. We will penetrate the cabinets. So anyway, this is them penetrating. An ashen-faced Peter Kyle, business secretary, did not dismiss feverish reports that Keir Starmer is going to leave Downing Street on Monday. The prime minister is said to have reached the conclusion that his position is no longer tenable. Sources also say that he's furious about this because he gave up a ton of his life to like try and help labor win again, and now he's just being thrown out like yesterday's garbage. Well, you don't understand how this works, dude. You clearly don't understand modern left-wing politics. There is no loyalty. There's no allegiance. These people are animals. Animals. Remember how creepy it was when Barack Obama was slithering around 10 Downing Street for absolutely no reason? Trump announces UK's Keir Starmer will resign. And the final humiliation, says Piers Morgan. President Trump confirms Keir Starmer is resigning as prime minister before Starmer has confirmed it himself. The final humiliation. Trump says he's quitting. Here are some photos of better times. There you go.
That shit's so funny, man. Just having your whole government dictated by another country's government is just never not going to be funny.
Turnberry Golf Course. It doesn't look good when President Trump and Keir Starmer were together. And the last time, I think, that they were together, Trump kept making fun of Keir Starmer to his face. Trump, free speech is very important. I'm not sure if you're referring to anywhere in particular. Looks at Keir Starmer.
Perhaps a importance of free speech today. Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but we've had free speech for a very, very long time here, so we're very proud about that. Well, what's the importance of free speech today?
I'm sure free speech looks like pregnant women being raided by your SWAT team and arrested for a Facebook post. That seems very free speech of you there.
Yeah, so Keir Starmer regularly puts people that tweet mean things in prison, puts hundreds of them in prison and thousands of them in prison. And if I were in the UK right now, I'd be in prison for simply doing this video. It really, you need to like respect the people in England who speak out because their lives are legitimately on the line. Tommy Robinson is a good example. Donald Trump says Keir Starmer will resign because of immigration. That's exactly right. The butchery and rape of England. He failed badly on important subjects. So the Telegraph picking it all up. Donald Trump weighed in on Keir Starmer's potential resignation, and some like British doofus here is there saying like it's improbable that the UK has pre-briefed Donald Trump.
Future. It's just, maybe not remarkable that Donald Trump feels that why shouldn't he do something like this? But actually, within the body of that very short post, there is quite a lot there because he repeats what he said so many times before, that he believes that Britain's on the wrong direction with immigration and with energy. Those are the two talking points he brings up frequently. When I spoke to him on the phone a month or so ago about Keir Starmer specifically, he said how fond he was of the Prime Minister.
He says it's improbable that Trump would be pre-briefed. Why? It's the president of the United States. Of course, Trump would be pre-briefed. And do you not think there's an intelligence sharing between the two nations? Silly, just silliness. Anyway, they already have the camp out camera here. Donald Trump has weighed in on Keir Starmer's exit, saying he will resign.
Uniquely he posted that policy.
It's ready.
Yeah, no,
Okay. So there you go. The grovel. Good. The resignation on Monday is what everybody says. On Monday is what's being reported. Set out an orderly exit. Okay. That's fine. We can wait one more day. But we'd like to see it. We'd love to see it happen immediately. Just a reminder that Keir Starmer did get roasted by Donald Trump to his face multiple times. Will you please uncensor my site? We're not censoring anyone. Filthy liar rat. Dirty liar rat. Good riddance. England, please save yourself. And the West, you created the modern West. Please save yourself. Close your borders. Reestablish English rule in your land. Show the way. Okay? We're all watching and cheering for you.
Oh, we got Asmund.
I found this to be interesting.
They caught Fauci.
Today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing...
Okay, I heard something about this, but I actually
Who the
didn't look
fuck
into it
is
yet.
Leaf It?
I didn't look into it. So let's see. Let's see what happened.
Never-before-seen communications and documents exposing how Dr. Fauci provided millions in taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab.
No. No, Fauci? He wouldn't do that. Wait a minute. What? How could anyone have predicted this? What?
Well, it's almost as if we were talking about it for like the whole fucking time. It was obvious. It's crazy.
Politicized elements within the intelligence community
never
to
saw this
suppress the
coming.
truth of the actions and to hide the virus lab leak origins, and lied to Congress while under oath in 2024.
Okay, guys. How much you want to bet nothing ever happens? How much you guys want to bet? They're gonna find out like he did all of this bullshit. Oh, we found this, he did this, did that, and then nothing happens. Oh yeah, you know,
That's how it goes.
doing all this stuff.
That's how it goes.
This, that, and
We get all these evidence. We get all the evidence we need to put people in prison for the rest of their fucking lives. But just because they're privileged, because they're politicians and they have a lot of money, and they're probably like 80 years old at this point, they just get to walk free with all the crimes that they've done being unfucking answered for. It's crazy.
That's it. We're done. We're done investigating. He got pardoned, dude. Can I point out how ridiculous, by the way, that Biden's pardon was? Like, can we just talk about that for a second? Like, what do you mean you're pardoned for future crimes? Like, what the fuck are you what? You're pardoned for stuff we don't even know that you could possibly be pardoned for? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, what?
Before the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Work which is now widely viewed
Dude, she
as
looks like a freaking X-Men, dude.
the source of
I love how she resigned too, and is now just burning everything down on her way out. I think that's kind of fucking hilarious.
the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic. Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents
Who the fuck
that
is
expose
Leaf It?
exactly how Fauci worked.
Fauci is pardoned by Biden? Well, who cares? Just unpardon him.
Based?
What?
For real, it's just a piece of paper. It's just ink on paper. Nothing is protecting that man from being held accountable for his crimes. Nothing's stopping the government from just arresting him and putting him in prison for the shit that he's done. The pardon doesn't matter.
What? You can't? Why not?
Yes, he was pardoned. We can do nothing about this as a goddamn game to these people. Well, I mean, I really think they should look into the legality, like the legality of them blanket pardoning them for stuff that they aren't even accused of. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Do it anyway. Who gives a fuck?
With politicized career leadership
That's a thing?
in the intelligence community to suppress
Scott
the
was the
truth
first ones,
about his
right?
actions, the virus's lab leak origins, and his role in directing U.S. funding for this dangerous research that caused immeasurable harm and countless lost lives. Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19 and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 when under oath he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research. We also received testimony from multiple intelligence community whistleblowers who reported retaliation.
Tiramisu, cool. Thank you so much for the bets. They discovered that Joe Biden's pardon was a forgery, so it doesn't count. They even found a bunch of signatures that look like forgeries, except for the one for Hunter Biden because it was so terribly done. It had to be Biden's signature. Yeah, but this is when.
Yeah, I mean, like I seem to recall a little act being put into play that kind of rescinded everything that Biden signed with the auto pin because like a lot of people were just like putting his signature on shit that they wanted to get through. It wasn't even like done with his knowledge.
I'm saying though, how much you gonna bet? How much you want to bet nothing's gonna happen? How much you want to bet? It's like all that shit that they were saying, all the news was saying to us, all of the politicians were saying to us. Yeah, they were all fucking lying to us. And then like you're like, okay, well then are you gonna do something about it? No. How much you want to bet it's gonna be like that again?
For challenging the intelligence community's manipulation of intelligence.
No, I don't even mean just Fauci, by the way. I mean everyone involved in this bullshit. Like, this couldn't be just Fauci. There had to have been, like, more people underneath Fauci, around Fauci that, like, allowed this to happen or covered for him.
Welcome in, Mad Hatter.
1000. Remember how Twitter used to ban people for suggesting that COVID was a lab leak? Uh-huh. That happened to Dan Bongino. That's why, by the way, a lot of these other platforms started to pop up and get popular because people were getting banned.
Grab something to eat real quick. Be right back.
Just talking about like other theories in it.
On the virus's origins, once again revealing a clear pattern of suppressing dissent, silencing critics, and burying the truth.
I wonder why.
Dr. Fauci's close relationships with the intelligence community enabled him to assume 3 key roles that shield him from scrutiny. First, Dr. Fauci funded dangerous gain-of-function coronavirus research linked to Big Pharma and their pursuit of universal vaccines worth trillions of dollars.
Wow.
Second, Dr. Fauci was the behind-the-scenes advisor who, alongside his hand-picked so-called experts, pushed the intelligence community to endorse a natural animal origin to hide his dangerous gain-of-function research that he funded using taxpayer dollars. All of
So we know that all this was bullshit, and then nothing's gonna happen. Like he lied about literally everything.
Of this in a
That's fucking insane.
Deliberate attempt to cover up the truth and shift the blame and attention
Oh
away
my
from
God.
Fauci's own actions. Third, Dr. Fauci became the nation's pandemic pundit, and he publicly pushed.
What is there even left, dude? Can you imagine being a flat earther right now? I would be so fucking pissed if I was a flat earther. I'd be like, bro, you're telling me everyone else's fucking stupid conspiracy theory is fucking true, except mine? I'd be so angry.
Lies, disinformation, and censorship using every platform available.
And they also shut down and destroyed the lives and reputations.
You don't understand, guys. Like every single time, like I follow conspiracy theories because I'm very interested in them. Like I really like conspiracy theories, and it's like you gotta understand that like people have been schizoing out about this shit for so long, and just like bit by bit, it just keeps becoming more and more true. Like everything that happens.
Anybody
Except
who
the
disagrees
flat
with
earthers.
it. That's the other really big important component is that the COVID censorship can never.
Hector, thank you so much for the $10 Rumble rant. Thank you. Oh, Dr. Anthony Fauci, I hate Beagles Fauci, provider of the Fauci Ouchie, packaging Dr. Blicky Switch Mag. Bro, it's actually just, it's so infuriating, man.
Never be forgotten.
Now, according to hundreds of reviewed emails, which are included in this release, the intelligence community almost always incorporated Fauci's recommendations. He promoted a fraudulent paper whose publication he helped prompt as legitimate information for intelligence community consideration. Senior analysts praised Dr. Fauci not as a policymaker, but as what they call...
Dude, to be honest, this is probably why a lot of them hate AI and want to control AI, because people are going to be able to just ask AI for the truth on a lot of things. It's going to be able to like run analyses of things and like understand.
called an unbiased guide to the real coronavirus experts, while deliberately ignoring experts who might dissent from Fauci's narratives.
Yep.
Now, Fauci didn't
Could
stop.
do a civil class action, guys. The way I would solve this, it's people are it's crazy how I don't even know what to say.
Up there, he blatantly lied to Congress under oath.
You know, whatever Asmund was thinking, might be on or something.
During his 2024 testimony to the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, denying that he ever spoke to any intelligence agency about COVID. Now, the correspondence I'm releasing today directly contradicts his sworn testimony. Now, we received statements from multiple whistleblowers revealing that the intelligence analysts who dared to challenge Dr. Fauci's COVID origin conclusions faced threats of retaliation, marginalization.
This happened to everybody, and they even tried to force this on social media platforms.
And many suffered.
Yeah, did you guys notice what happened to Dan Bongino? He got taken off of YouTube.
Career setbacks. For example, a contractor was terminated just days after coming forward to ODNI as a whistleblower. Another example, those who advocated for the lab leak hypothesis or expressed dissenting views were reminded by their managers that leadership would determine which analysts would be promoted and which would not.
Yeah.
The message was
implicit
clear.
Threats.
Go along or be punished. Senior leaders also sought to undermine whistleblowers by removing anonymity, which is required in the...
This reminds me of like that dude who like... There was like this scientist who basically he was saying like the most basic shit. He was like, guys, I've discovered that DNA makes people different. And they freaking kicked this guy out of science for so long for saying like the most obvious fucking thing.
Whistleblower process as they made their complaints.
Well, that's convenient.
And also insisting that their managers or attorneys be present during ODNI meetings where these whistleblowers were coming forward with their testimony, obviously creating an atmosphere of intimidation. The COVID pandemic caused tremendous hardship and pain for millions of our fellow Americans and countless people around the world. Now, after years of lies and censorship and cover-ups...
You want to know the stupid thing about the whole covering it up and stuff? The reason it's, by the way, if you think of it from this... Okay, think of it from this angle, then I'm going to come at it from a completely different angle, okay? Here's the thing. Let's say that we could tell you, listen, your genetics makes you more likely to be fucking drunk because all of your ancestors were fucking alcoholics. So you're probably gonna be an alcoholic. Or your ancestors, a lot of them are really fucking violent. Really, really violent. Right? And I need you to know this, that they're violent, and this is like the predisposition that you have because of your genetics. But see, here's the thing: it's
true though. It's scientifically factual. That's how it works.
Better, because you can be aware of the thing that could fuck up your life course. So you'd be like, okay, like I have a high percentage chance. I mean, it's the same thing with like disease, right? Like you're like, oh, I have a high percentage chance in like my family to like have this specific disease. So like maybe I should like look out for it, or maybe I should preemptively prevent it or something like that. Like it's useful. Yeah, exactly. It's useful information. It's stuff that you can use to alter the results of the future through your knowledge of it existing. But then like their idea instead is like to just be like, let's just not even talk about it and just like fucking roll the dice. Let's just pray. And it's so irritating. Like these people like in the name of like, oh, we don't want to say something like politically incorrect. They actually fuck people up. They make less people able to actually climb out of whatever situation they're in, or get past whatever their what's the word, their tendencies would be.
The American
Who the
people
fuck
deserve
is Nathan?
transparency, truth, and accountability. The tactics that were used to hide the truth are straight from the deep state playbook. Politicized self-serving leaders like Dr. Fauci covered up their own wrongdoing and abuses of power, manipulated intelligence, lied to Congress, and undermined a duly—
That's crazy. And people say, oh, well, they're pardoned, so you can't do anything about it. That is insane to me. What do you mean? What do you mean?
The elected president by restricting his access to the vital facts he needed to keep the country safe. It's time you know the truth.
Isn't that insane? Yeah, in 4 more years, we'll learn that some accidental ad leak wasn't an accident. Maybe. I don't think that we really know. Yeah, I have no idea at all. Let me guess, nobody's going to be arrested. Now we know why Biden pardoned them. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can always do something to counter, like, I don't know, like, I can't even say how you could undo that, right? But there are ways that you can undo that. It just involves being, like, that's it. This is also insane in hindsight. Yeah, let me see. It's auto pen pardon? Well, I don't think you even need to think about that. Let me see this again.
You can just disregard the pardon.
The kind of government censorship around stuff like this. And we produced all these documents, and it's all in the public domain. I mean, basically, these people from the Biden administration would call up our team and, like, scream at them and curse. And it's like, these documents are it's all kind of out there.
Oh, did you record any of those phone calls?
I don't think we but I think
I want to listen.
I mean, there are emails. the emails are published. It's all kind of out there. And they're like, and basically it just got to this point where we were like, no, we're not gonna take down things that are true. That's ridiculous. They want us to take down this meme of Leonardo DiCaprio looking at a TV talking about how 10 years from now or something.
Imagine, bro. Imagine that's what the White House is calling you about. Delete the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Oh my god,
you can't really attack the pardons because that'd be a big bag of worms. You could attack President Biden's cognition instead. I'll pull you up because you're really you're not really. Do you think that the people that you disagree with would be willing to honor a pardon if they thought that pardon was unfair or problematic? Like, for example, do you think that they would respect a pardon on Donald Trump? Or do you think that they would ignore it and then just go after him anyway?
Yep. That's a good point.
No. Okay, so then why so how would it be opening a can of worms? If you acknowledge. So then why would it be opening a can of worms if even you acknowledge that they would not even listen to this in the first place?
Yeah, so why would you respect it, basically, right? Like, why are you giving your opponent like all of the keys?
Oh, a bag of worms. Like, give me Maddie's bathroom.
This is what I mean, man.
Attempts? Yes, sure.
And I got removed from social media too for a long ass time. Like, all my accounts were like permanently disabled because all I did was share memes.
I'm just saying.
This is what I mean. I'm a gray Jedi.
Okay, I'm back. Give me a minute. Excuse me. Okay. Take a look at what he's saying. I agree with you. Yeah. Let me see what it says. I agree with you, but if we were to honor our legal process, that'd be a bag of worms. Well, why would you honor a process that the other people aren't honoring?
Exactly. Right, and it's like they started it, right?
They would not honor the process, and they would also do bad stuff. Then I don't see why
you're
would you.
You're allowing them to use your own principles
like
against you.
If they're not doing it, like, I don't get it.
When they don't even believe that thing anyway.
They're saying something in the Constitution about racist. You're right.
It's like literally Freeman Damon shit. To be honest.
You're gonna see an ad that says, okay, if you took a COVID vaccine, you're eligible for, for this kind of payment, like this sort of like class action lawsuit type meme.
Who's never going to get
like, no,
banned.
you have to take that down.
Just disagree.
We said no. We're not going to take down humor and satire. We're not going to take down things that are true.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I guess I don't know, it flipped a bit. I mean, Biden, when he gave some statement at some point, I don't know if it was a press conference or to some journalists, where he basically was like, these guys are killing people. And I don't know. Then like all these different agencies and branches of government basically just like started investigating, coming after our company. It was brutal.
That's right. That's right. That's what they do. Did you get censored back then? No, I never get censored. I always have I try to always have a very good finger on the pulse of like what's okay and what's not okay. And so I generally never go outside of that realm. Like, I don't go and try to start trouble or start drama or cause problems where I don't really think that it would be beneficial for me. But yeah, that's really how I see it. This is also Meg.
Yeah, it's the only reason why they're rolling over now is because they think giving up this information will kind of gain them immunity for like what they've done. And the thing is that they're all complicit in like the overarching crime of being part in protecting and participating in a pedophile child trafficking cult. That's the main thing. And then on top of that, he's used his money and his power and his control over social media to further those goals by using it for tracking and using it to suppress dissenting voices and promote agreeing voices. He's just as guilty as Fauci is in all this shit. Just as guilty as Biden.
To me, that's it. You self-censored yourself. Yeah, I don't say things that will put me at risk.
It's not really worth
I don't
it.
do that. What is this?
As I told you, my 2019 resolution is to say things on air that I say off air. I don't think I've washed my hands for 10 years.
Man. Bro, I see, yeah, bro. We got the
I washed my hands, chat. Are you proud of me?
chuds in control now. Yeah.
I don't really wash my hands ever.
Help me!
No, I inoculate myself. It's just not, germs are not a real thing. I can't see them.
Yeah.
It's just not, germs are not a real thing. I can't see them, therefore they're not real.
So you're becoming
as I told you.
Oh, duh.
He's trolling, man. He's trolling.
Duh, bro. Like,
What the fuck? He actually got up on live TV and said that shit? Holy fuck.
it. Yeah, see, as the strongest antibodies in the world. Yeah, people don't understand. And that's it. Wash your hands in 10 years.
To be honest, though, there was something to be said that that you do build resistances to like bacteria and germs if you're exposed to them, and then like if you're never exposed to them. And this is like a thing where it's actually bad for you to take a shower like too much. Like taking a shower like all the time is like not good for you because of the like the what's the word? It's like not only does it like have to do with like oils in your hair, like protecting your hair and stuff like that, it also has to do with the kinds of like, you know, bacteria and stuff that's like on your skin, like that's on your skin and on your scalp and all of these places. There's like natural bacteria that like kind of fights each other, and this is a field of like a medical field that is like becoming more and more like researched, is that the bacteria on your skin, like your head and like in your stomach, like all of these things are affect you a lot, and we don't really consider it, right? Like if you, for instance, you use like super harsh like soap, like antibacterial soap, like all the time, you're like essentially wiping it clean, and yeah, your biome gets fucked up like on your body, right? And then you have cases too, right, where if you're not exposed to like small amounts of like these kind of pathogens, your immune system doesn't like build up like the varied resistance against diseases and stuff.
You'll fall much skeptical to ask for more. That's exactly right, bro. This is, as I said, bro, it is the year of the chud, man, and I love to see this.
Nothing on Earth lives without bacteria. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you know, I mean, obviously, like you should wash your hands and stuff, right? But like completely nuking your entire body like constantly with antibacterial stuff is not great for you. Like especially for your gut as well, like your stomach, because then that can even take some time to like rebuild, right? Because you have to have the right kind, the right ratio of them. And did you guys hear like the offshoot of this? So the offshoot of this is that there are people that sell their shit. Have you guys heard about this? They sell their shit and then people inject other people's shit up their ass. No, this is a real thing. Yeah, this is a real thing. So like if you have really good shit, you can sell it online.
That's crazy.
Was it like the South Park episode? No, it's like actually real. It's actually a real thing. It's because it's like, okay. Let me explain it like this. Okay, you know how like when you make sourdough, you put a little bit of the old sourdough into the new sourdough, and that's what makes it like get the flavor? It's like that, but like your body's like biomes, right? Hector, thank you for the $5 Rumble rant. You want to know why I did it? I want to know why, because fuck you, that's why. But yeah, it's basically to give you that's what probiotics are, by the way. Probiotics are like pills or like food that you eat that contains the good bacteria that you need to like balance out the gut biome. And what the poop transplants are basically that. Did you know your nervous system actually communicates with your microbiome in your gut? Really? That's crazy. But yeah, all right, I need to take a Yakult. That's a good thing. Yakult is a yogurt drink that's supposed to help with your gut biome and stuff like that.
So put them in the box. Let the walls be cold and white. Throw the keys away and end this mental.
Star Wars has lost 85% of its audience, and Lucasfilm's fix sounds worse. All right, what is this about? 85% is a big number. I wonder how they got that. Lucasfilm reportedly has a new fix for Star Wars, and somehow it sounds more of the same problem. Chase younger viewers, aim for PG-13, build everything inside a top-down creative framework, use AI to help generate environments and visual effects. Before Lucasfilm chases a new audience, it might want to deal with the one it already lost. Here's the number that should keep someone at Lucasfilm up at night, 85%. That's roughly how much of its theatrical audience Star Wars has shed between the Disney era box office peak and its newest big screen entry. In December 2015,
that's fucking all of it, bro. Anybody who used to like Star Wars, nobody likes Star Wars anymore because it sucks.
Mojo, the kind of cultural event run that made Disney $4 billion Lucasfilm purchase look like a steal. 10 plus years later, The Mandalorian and Grogu is grinding towards roughly 316 million worldwide and counting. Run the math. That's about an 85% decline. Put bluntly, okay, this is a stupid article. I see this coming around everywhere, and people, it's like 85%. Yeah, it sounds great in headlines, and it makes you click. It made me click. Probably going to make you click, too. But this is so skewed because you're comparing the Skywalker saga. You're comparing the first return of Star Wars from 32 years in the making, and you get this number. Imagine that. Everyone wanted to see Luke Skywalker. Everyone was wondering where it was going to go after Return of the Jedi. You haven't had it in 32 years. You're damn right it's going to get $2 billion. But you can't compare that to The Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, come on. Listen, I think Star Wars needs a ton of help, just as much as the next fan. But to compare these two and to put that title art, like, dude, come on. That's a little bit skewed, in my opinion. Let's face it.
Yeah, no,
Grogu wasn't a terrible film. It was just so...
You can't compare mainline installments to side stories, man. It's just not going to work. It's like it's why people hate filler in anime so much, because it's just like it's pointless, right? Like the main story of Star Wars could go on and thrive without this little window into the Mando and Grogu. And essentially what this is, it's just Mando's season 4, but they didn't want to actually make the season 4, so they just threw it all into a movie.
Unimportant, inconsequential, and you don't need to watch it. And it's the same shit that we have seen a million times with The Mandalorian. Yes, it's a fun adventure. Yes, it's Mando and Grogu. We love Grogu. He's cute. But holy shit, it's the same thing every single time. They're fine. They get in some trouble. Then they band together again. They're fine. And they blast off into space. Okay, cool. Sweet. It's a Clone Wars episode. Nice. But it's not going to bring in $2 billion.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Especially after you completely destroy the elevated peak level of storytelling that you had at the end of Mando Season 2, regress it to a Season 3, Moff Gideon's my clones! Somehow Moff Gideon's like the big bad again. You destroy the Darksaber. Grogu is just like this weird puppet that's just jumping around doing random stuff. It was satirical. You have Jack Black and Lizzo. I mean, like, dude, you can't even compare it, and you expect people to be invested and to go and see this thing, and no way. Lucasfilm was insane to think that they would at least even make their money back. If this was after Season 2 of The Mandalorian, yes, I think that this would probably have brought in over $700 million easy. And it was like a good story, and it was like showing Luke Skywalker. Dude, well over $1 billion in that case, especially after The Last Jedi bullshit. Put bluntly, you can make the argument that Star Wars has lost 85% of its audience. Likewise, Nielsen data has also shown a drop over 70% in viewership for the Star Wars shows on Disney+. It depends on the shows. I mean, the last few we had were all not really that great. And as much as I love Maul, the normies don't really show up to animated Star Wars all that much. They kind of just show up to, I don't know, I guess Grogu's cute.
He's holding me back!
But the issue is then when you put that on the screen, you're not going to get the diehards because they've already seen a million of those stories and they know that it's kind of an inconsequential one, especially judging from the way Season 3 went. You can't be kicking your feet up and then expecting people to race to the movie theater and be like, what are they going to do now?
Yeah, the shit's gone. It's gone. Like the Darksaber no longer exists.
Disney Plus show, of course, it made less, except that excuse already has a name, and the name is Rogue One. Rogue One was a spin-off too, no episode number, no Skywalkers headlining, a side story about stealing the Death Star plans. Yes, but still, that was after The Force Awakens. It was the second piece of Star Wars that we had gotten.
If I remember right, it wasn't even in a cool way either. Like, Moff Gideon just, like, fucking crumpled it up with his hand. Like, he was, like, in a power suit, and he just, like, crushes it with his hand. It was gay as fuck.
And
although I think the crystal did survive, so technically the heart of the Darksaber is still there, and it could be reforged. Maybe. If they're smart.
I think that a lot of people were not as checked out as they are today.
Eliminate the power struggle between Bo-Katan and fucking Mando. That's the only reason they did it. It's essentially like destroying the crown of Mandalore.
What really caused people to leave Star Wars was The Last Jedi. And that's really when it began. That's when all of this crap started. After that, it just chipped away more and more and more. Until you got, Book of Boba Fett, and then you get the Acolyte and the Kenobi show, and it's like, you're just like, dude, there isn't much left.
Look how they massacred my boy.
So yes, absolutely, Star Wars has lost a shit ton of their audience due to poor storytelling and poor execution of their characters, of George's characters. But to compare Mando and Grogu side quest Bonanza to even Rogue One, which was in a time when Star Wars was at its most peak. I mean, I remember back in those days, I was making videos and they were just getting like hundreds of thousands of views for fan fictions, for whatever. People don't care anymore for that stuff. They feel for the state of Star Wars. They want it to change. They want to know what people are saying about Star Wars and how to fix it. I would even argue the 30 million views that I got for the first Vader episode fan film was simply because it was a time where Star Wars was, well, no, actually, it was after The Last Jedi. Well, at least there was a little bit of that hope that was there, and people wanted to see something that was like Star Wars, right? So
I think it just proves that good Star Wars attracts good fans, bro. That's all that is.
Context, what came before. It was a nothing burger before. It was kind of shit, and not kind of, it was. And so Mando and Grogu is going to follow suit. You can't expect to do big numbers for something that's following mid. Oh, the last story was mid. I wonder what this one's going to be about. With the spin-off excuse gone, the trajectory speaks for itself. At around 360 million worldwide and bleeding theaters, the Mando and Grogu's tracking to finish as the lowest grossing live-action Star Wars movie ever made, below even Solo, the 2018 bomb that became the franchise's punchline. That matters because Solo, coming right after the fan base splitting, The Last Jedi, helped send Star Wars movies into a years-long theatrical exile. And the humiliation wasn't just in the final total. It was visible by the second weekend, when Obsession, a 750,000 horror original with no IP, no franchise, and no stars, knocked Star Wars out of the #1 spot. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
How embarrassing.
The brand's return to the big screen got beaten on home turf by a movie that made less than the Star Wars catering bill. Yeah, but what does that tell us? It tells us that we just want a good story. We don't need crazy big actors. We don't need, A-list directors and all that junk. We just need someone to do the job right. I mean, George was not as big as he...
That's the thing too, is like even the original Star Wars was like pipe dream indie project, right? They had no established actors besides like Alec Guinness, and Alec Guinness barely wanted to work on the project. And George Lucas himself at the time was a nobody, right? I think like the only other movie that he did was like I don't know. I think it did have Harrison Ford in it. It was like this movie about teenagers and cars and stuff. I forget what it's called, but he did that, and that was kind of like a cult classic. And of course, he did like art and film school stuff like THX 1138 and all that stuff. But yeah, like the original Star Wars was just like a nobody project with nobody in it, and nobody thought it would do well. He had trouble getting funding for it because none of the studios thought it would make any money.
He is today, back when he was making...
American Graffiti is the movie I was thinking of. American Graffiti.
King Star Wars, he made American Graffiti, THX 1138. But beyond that, like, he wasn't a household name like he is today. But he created a really amazing, special story that a lot of us loved. And sadly, a lot of us have walked away from today because of Disney's inability to create good stories. Lucasfilm's reported answer chase younger viewers. Where do they get that from? According to reporter Jeff Snyder, whose information has been circulating through the Reddit Star Wars Leaks community, Disney has reportedly handed Lucasfilm a new set of marching orders under President and Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni, who took the top job after Kathleen Kennedy's exit at the end of 2025. With the older core fan base walking out, the reported strategy doesn't sound like Lucasfilm asking why the audience left. It sounds like Lucasfilm is trying to engineer a replacement audience aimed at teens and young adults through the vague corporate hope that Star Wars can be made to feel special again. Yeah, dude, I said this a long time ago. If you guys remember, cool. But I think Lucasfilm's plan has not been to create Star Wars for the people that have been riding with the brand before it was cliquey and cool, but for the people who are more of a general and broader audience. And you can see Jon Favreau even say that when Lucasfilm pitched him to make a Mando and Grogu movie. And I kind of think this harkens back to how Disney has replaced all of the main Star Wars characters and sidelined them with their own new ones. Luke Skywalker gone for Rey. Okay. Han Solo gone for Finn or Poe. Boba Fett gone for Mandalorian. Obi-Wan Kenobi gone for Reva. R2-D2 gone for BB-8. C-3PO talking about how he wants to say goodbye to his friends, the ones that he just met. Yoda for Grogu. That's a bit of a stretch, but you get the picture. They're kind of just sidelining everyone with their own new characters. I don't know why. Maybe they have to pay George royalties. I have no idea. But they're trying to get all of those ones out and start new ones. And that's fine and all, but you can't.
That was like literally his whole gambit, right? Is like George Lucas offered the studios everything but the merchandising rights to the movies. And the movies took off, and George Lucas made all of his money through like action figure sales and like toys and fucking, you know, shirts and merchandise in general. Like the movies made a lot of money, but like all the actual money was in the merchandising for Star Wars.
Can't be doing it at the expense of making the OGs look lame. You have to do the passing of the baton right. In the next video, we're going to talk about all of this because this one's just going to go on too long. And apparently this is like the new formula that Lucasfilm has. And it seems to be pretty interesting, actually. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. May the Force be with you always.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's like what put Kenner on the map, right? Like Kenner was like a smaller toy manufacturer. And like I believe he approached like Hasbro first, and Hasbro was like, "Nah, we're not producing a bunch of toys for a movie that's gonna flop." So then Kenner took up the idea and the responsibility of making all the Star Wars action figures after he got the green light for the movie. And so like essentially he played like 4D chess with all these fucking movie studios about like the merchandising rights, because he already knew he had it in the bag.
Fulfill your destiny.
Minutes since we watched Smug on the channel. This is about Fillion too, and I've just been dead curious about the Fillion thing since like she disappeared. I want to know where she is.
It's so over. The Fillion situation is disgusting. We haven't watched this one. We watched one video. This is another one. Yeah, people just hating on her. It's so Jover. She's cooked.
Hey, what's up guys, Ruff here. So one of the biggest discussions in the VTubing scene over the last couple of weeks and months has been the disappearance of the VTuber Fillion, and whether or not she
And by the way, as of recording this video, the wall is up right now. We watched we watched the countdown, so
is coming back or when she is coming back.
Yeah, we're scribbling
However,
on a wall
as
right
we'll
now.
see today, some totally sane people on places like Reddit and Blue Sky have a different set of questions and concerns.
It's because pretty much what happened was Star Wars had that time period between Return of the Jedi and Episode 1, and like just restarting the franchise with the prequels, that Kenner wasn't around anymore after that point, and merchandising sales have pretty much died off. Like before Episode 1 came out, people thought Star Wars was a dead franchise. They pretty much like Star Wars ebbs and flows with merchandise sales, right? That's how they gauge Star Wars, because it's how it's always been. But essentially what happened with the Hasbro thing is that Lucas really needed somebody to produce toys for like the upcoming movies, and nobody wanted to do it again, even though he had already proven that good Star Wars will sell good merchandise. So with Kenner out of the picture and none of the other toy companies really wanting to do anything about it, he went to Toys R Us and Hasbro and had them start producing all the fucking action figures. That's why you have like the Hasbro Black Series now, and Hasbro does like all of the fucking like the mainline Force Effects lightsabers. They pretty much patented that technology. All the cool helmets you see, like the Black Series replica helmets, it's all done by Hasbro. All the action figures are mostly done by Hasbro now. Like if you look at more specifically like their Revenge of the Sith line and like all the shit that they did in like the early 2000s, like in between like 2001 and 2004, like pretty much all the toy sales were driven by Hasbro at that point in time. And essentially what Lucas did was offer them partial rights to the merchandise in order for them to take the gamble to even make the toys in the first place.
Many of them believing she might be in hiding because the Fillion situation is truly a disgusting one. They have absolutely exposed her and her community for being awful, terrible people, And of course,
so
as you can
awful.
expect on these related insane asylums known as Reddit and Blue Sky, they
The pinnacle of morality.
have ample proof that she is just as bad as they are claiming. Now, for those who don't know, Fillion is a very popular indie VTuber who's been MIA from streaming for quite some time, and recently she wiped a lot of her related social media accounts,
we know
and
this.
people started to guess as to what happened to her. And given the context and recent jokes about her being deported,
According to 4chan, she's had at least a dozen babies by now. Yes! Jesus Christ!
some people were asking, did they get her? But the reality is, she is likely doing an elaborate rebrand. This is based on context and also some cryptic messages from her friends. It seems like she's okay, and it seems like this is all a part of an elaborate rebrand that we'll see in the coming weeks or months. But of course,
we're on the wall
one
right
of the
now.
accounts she didn't.
I can't show it on stream though because people are keep fucking drawing swastikas on them. Please don't do that.
Not deactivate is her Reddit account. Now, whether she has a Reddit account or not, I'm not sure. But people on Reddit, the Reddit lords, have been looking into Fillion and her community, and they have some very serious concerns. As you can see here, this post on Mildly Infuriating would get a lot of attention, including nearly 3,000 updates. It says New York City subway. Graffiti covering a beautiful 100-year-old tile mosaic that tells you what station you're at. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful tile mosaic that has been completely destroyed by this graffiti saying Fillion is lost.
I've seen graffiti like that subway stations, and I don't see Reddit posts fucking talking about it. Not that I'm defending it. I think that the person who did this is a fucking retard, but yeah, like, I don't know, man. It's graffiti. Just, like, yeah, it sucks.
With a question mark at
Wash
the end.
off.
Was this graffiti fake? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, now you care about graffiti all of a sudden? That's crazy.
Two things to point out here. We don't know if this is AI. It could very well be AI. And based on the name of the person posting this, at the very least, it seems like
their fucking name is Goyim Supreme? What the fuck? What?
rage bait. Second of all,
why
Reddit,
is that their
though,
name?
was
What
very
is that?
infuriated by this, and they were supporting this post and attacking Fillion. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen Reddit mad about things being vandalized. But then again,
I didn't say it, he did.
if it's in the name of someone they don't like, that changes things.
I
But
did not
even
say
some
that.
Redditors were starting to ask questions and raise some very simple points. This person saying, luckily, there's a spray that will clean it right off.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Ah, easy enough. Also, this is New York City. There's graffiti everywhere. In the subways,
I've been to big cities like before, and it's just a way of life. Like you'll see graffiti everywhere, and I think graffiti's dumb. Like I've seen actual graffiti artists, and they are pretty, but like I don't know. I don't get the whole tagging thing, and it's just ugly for the sake of like basically marking something. I think that shit is dumb. I think there's a difference between like actual graffiti artists and like graffiti that is just like someone tagging their name.
no offense to anyone living in New York City, and I'm sure anyone who's halfway sane who does would agree with me, the subway system is disgusting. Okay, if there's anything disgusting about this situation today, it's the New York City subway. I'm sorry to say. It's always been gross and littered with graffiti. That's nothing new. But, of course, you can see some people not just making fun of the rents in New York City, but also some people saying it's not ruined, but I love how people dismiss the impact it has on the lives of those tasked with keeping these areas.
Oh, now you care. Oh, but when someone pisses on a subway in front of you, that's just a way of life. Do you guys remember me talking about that? And fucking Shrew making a little segment in our video about that shit? Oh, it's just a way of life as someone is pissing on you in front of you. Just look away.
I mean, if this, ladies and gentlemen,
I would take the
is
graffiti
the
over someone
extent
pissing in
of the
front of me, I'm not
damage
gonna lie.
done to the New York City subway,
New York
they should
City's
consider
gross.
themselves
It is.
lucky for the day.
By the way, I can say this because I had a friend that lived in New York for like most of their life. I remember them always constantly bitching about it, like how it smells like piss everywhere. Yeah, like New York people who live in New York, they fucking talk about it all the time.
Okay, but of course you can see people were trying to go after Fillion, throwing all kinds of pot shots at her and her community. But of course, that thread would eventually be removed by the moderators. They made a power move here and got rid of it. But not before it got...
I would argue that honestly, it's mildly infuriating is not the fucking place for this. I thought mildly infuriating was for like rage baiting and shit.
Nearly 4,000 updates.
Yeah, like an item that rage baits you, or like, I don't know. Like, yeah, mildly infuriating is not for fucking like, oh, there's graffiti in New York. Okay, what?
People were very, I guess, mildly infuriated about this whole situation. But people on Twitter were doing their best to spread the negativity surrounding this situation.
Oh, here we go.
Saying, fun fact, graffiti like that is usually sponsored.
By who? Are you
Usually sponsored. It's only bad because it's for somebody I disagree with. Crazy.
To make whatever they're trying to show appear more
since when?
spontaneous than normal legal ad. It's fake, it's gay, and it makes the world a little worse of a place.
All these people, though, probably loved all the Pride murals and all the George Floyd murals, though. That's actual fucking disgusting ass graffiti. But we support that. But this is just a bridge too far.
Place to live
Sponsored
in for
graffiti is crazy.
Bad look for Fillion, but I don't think she cares.
What is she supposed to do? Acknowledge it? Yeah, we're just making shit up now. Yeah, sponsored graffiti is like the fact that those words left your fucking keyboard is crazy to me.
This is a wild post, by the way, and this is coming from someone personally who does not like graffiti, and I think it is annoying in pretty much every context.
Sure.
But really, we're losing our minds over this that may or may not have even happened in the first place, and this person is trying to directly blame Fillion and claim this is a part of a spontaneous ad campaign.
If someone graffitis Hollow Live in the subway, I would say the same thing. You're an idiot for doing that. It makes the town Philly's paying these people to graffiti them. Like, are you fucking retarded? Is Fillion that notorious? Yeah, Fillion's a very popular VTuber. Yeah, I would argue yes.
Totally ridiculous. Do you think Fillion possibly
if
went
this is
down
real,
into the
I
New
don't
York
know
City
if it is or
subway
not.
and tagged this herself? And at the very least, they're trying to blame her community and then her as proxy. It's just totally ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. And even some of the people in the replies here are doing their best to impersonate Reddit and claim that she's basically breaking the law and that anyone responsible for this, including Fillion, could be arrested.
Me, when I armchair lawyer my fat ass on Twitter. This is such armchair logic. For those that don't know what it means, armchairing is like when you're sitting in your chair and you're trying to like act like you know something legally or about sports or like, oh, I could do this better, but then you're sitting in your armchair basically doing nothing. Yeah, armchair psychiatrist, armchair lawyer, armchair doctor, it's the same thing. You don't fucking know she can't get arrested for it because you can't. Oh my god. Like, trying to explain this with logic is like physically hurting me.
Now, of course, this sort of
backseating
comment
basically
section here resembles that of Blue Sky, who's the other missing link to this whole situation. And some of the VTubers there are
armchair
calling
activism.
out
Yes, that's another
Fillion.
one.
Yes, here's the latest from Blue Sky. We have this
Chat, brace yourself, Blue Sky.
Mariah individual, an
Yeah, sit
VTuber.
down for this one.
As you can see, a trans VTuber who is attracted to gender nonconformity.
What does that even mean? What?
That's the first thing they want you to know about them.
Okay.
I will say nothing. I will say nothing, ladies and gentlemen. But they made a recent post calling out Fillion in the related...
Can I also just say this one little thing? I've noticed that, like, people who are small VTubers or VTweeters, they love to latch on to drama or, like, things happening with big VTubers because I truly think they're just jealous. They want what they have. They want the clout, they want the viewership, but they don't want to put in any of the work, and all they want to do is basically like say, oh, they're a Nazi, oh, they're horrible, they lie, they're a whore. Like, it's just so cringe.
Situation where not only are they pointing out all these problematic things that Fillion has done, but also is pointing out that Fillion has regularly collaborated with Nazi-esque VTubers like Kirsha. Once again, Kirsha is catching strays from Blue Sky. It must be a day that ends in Y here.
Nazi-esque.
But you can see the VTuber who made this thread had ample proof to support these allegations. A post right here saying a collab with Kirsha, who is a mod for a self-described neo-Nazi. I'm sure.
Chad, do you get a fucking do you get this like sad fatigue?
Sure, that's definitely
I do.
definitive proof. They have
I get
another one here
fatigued.
saying another collab with Kirsha and Pippa.
I'm just a fucking bridesmaid. Wait, where am I? No, I'm kidding. I think it was a collab with them, and I was there for 2 seconds, wasn't it? Yeah, they just fucking called me up randomly. No, it was their fucking collab. Philly just randomly called me.
Oh,
You got
there's
heard?
more
No.
proof.
It's just,
that,
I'm being funny.
Fillion is a very bad person. And another Kirsha collab.
Oh
Wow,
my
the
god,
proof
how
is
dare you?
Definitive.
According to Twitter, you never collab with Fillion and will never again. Yeah, of course. Totally.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the absolute sheep in the insane asylum known as Blue Sky, thanking the OP for providing the sources. That's how easy it is. All you got to do is have a video and then add
No. They add a video and then they don't watch it because they don't want to watch it. They don't want their narrative to get destroyed.
your own caption, and whatever it says, it must be true.
Yes, we don't
But
watch the
down
video.
here, you can see people bringing up the fact that Fillion made a George Floyd joke. I believe that was made 4-ish years ago. And
The softest joke imaginable, by the way.
they're still angry about that. But down here you can see people also pointing out that the VTuber Cha-Cha made jokes about Fillion being picked up and deported to the Philippines by ICE during the Minnesota occupation. You know, I'm not exaggerating when I say these people...
No, I'm not gonna say it. No, they just need to touch grass. They
No,
need
they're
to
fucking
touch
retarded.
grass.
Say they're gay and retarded. It's okay.
They're living in an episode of The Handmaid's Tale. Like, they call the whole thing going on in Minnesota
crazy.
the Minnesota occupation. Minnesota was completely occupied by ICE in
Yep.
the
That's right.
insane asylum this person lives in. But, yeah, what they're referring
Blue Sky is a really interesting, like, place to go to every day. I wonder how many people fucking shit talk me every day over there. I haven't looked in a long time, but it makes me wonder.
to is a joke made by the VTuber Cha-Cha, who
No jokes
jokingly
allowed.
said that Fillion was
Nope.
deported when asked where Fillion was.
She's a
and
Latina,
everyone
no jokes allowed.
freaked out over this in the VTubing scene. We're trying to cancel her. And Cha-Cha had a
Black comedians are not allowed to make jokes about black people. Yep. Nope, not allowed. You're not allowed to do that.
great response. She said, I have nothing to apologize for. It's a joke. It was a pretty good moment when it
Nope.
comes to the VTubing scene. Seeing
No
a
funny
VTuber
allowed, Chad.
stand up
Remember
for
that.
themselves and allow themselves to make jokes, even when it upsets the ultra-sensitive people. You know, it was a good result
Everything upsets ultra sensitive people. They'll just shift the goalposts to the next thing.
of that. But what's not good is the people on Blue Sky crying about this related thread, saying, I hope she is graduated. Need this to happen with all of them racist, Nazi, toxic VTubers.
I don't even have to say anything. I think the profile really speaks for itself.
And you just start looking at the accounts of these people, and it's
Succubus Fudanari Cyborg.
What the fuck?
Interesting.
It just all adds up, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Then you have people like this saying, vindicated.
What are they gonna do when she comes back? Like, are their heads gonna explode or something? What's going on?
What do you mean vindicated? I don't think Fillion knows who you are. Like, you think you have some personal vendetta or personal gripe with Fillion of all people? Okay, well, I'm glad this made you feel vindication. Very interesting. Here's another totally sane person saying, I hope Fillion hurts herself. Effing Nazi. And as you can see, this person wishing harm on Fillion over, well, reasons they can't even properly articulate. Just look at the bio.
Autistic, trans femme, Marxist-Leninist, and sexual deviant. The jokes write themselves. They write themselves.
18-year-old autistic trans femme Marxist.
What? What? Trotskyist, Dangerous Dem, so do not interact. Liberals, dude, it sounds like a slur. Trotskyist or democratic socialists. This person can't be real, bro. This is like casting like 10 world buffs right now. UW what?
Leninist and sexual deviant. 18 years old, and it's completely and utterly over for this individual. Completely brainwashed by the internet. Completely cooked. I mean, hammer and sickle in their username and everything. This is the most blue sky profile I've ever seen. This is just fantastic. And when I say fantastic, I mean it's like alarming in many such ways. And it comes as no surprise that this sort of person is wishing harm upon others over, well, wrongthink or being something or saying things that
the most wholesome cat girl ever. Like Fillion is harmless, and this is what I'm saying. Like, you are defending your insane ideology, and you think you're the person in the right while attacking someone who's just like doing their thing. Who the fuck cares? Get a life.
They don't like. But anyways, that's really the update on the Fillion situation. I don't have any juicy...
You're doing such detrimental fucking damage to your own fucking movement, attacking someone who's doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Insider info or anything like that, but it seems very likely based on the context that she is in fact rebranding and she'll be back at some point. When that is, your guess is as good as mine.
She's
at the
still
moment.
not back, chat.
But for now,
we're working
that's
on
Reddit
it.
and Blue Sky seething about her, and that will continue, and it will be very noticeable when she comes back. I'm pretty confident she will, and when she does, the insane asylums will be losing their minds, and I'll be the first one there to farm them for content. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, consider giving this video a like. Also consider subscribing to the channel for daily uploads and also multiple streams a week here on YouTube. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
I'm fucking ready, dude. I'm ready. I'm ready to big pharma the fucking losers, bro. I can't wait. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is why I always think to myself, like, am I too crass sometimes? Am I too mean? Am I too mean with people? And then I think to myself, like, I could be as wholesome. Like, Fillion doesn't swear. Fillion fucking makes jokes all the time. You clearly know she's fucking joking. She has a standard to her content. Like, she does the most innocuous, like, some people would argue she caters to kids. And I'm just like, yeah, these people are actually, like, idiots. You're not made enough? I guess not. But, like, my point is, like, it doesn't matter how much I pull back my content or I pull back my personality. You'd still get people that fucking hate you. They're just idiots that want... They want your clout so badly, and they get jealous, and this is all they do. They say posts that you're a racist, that you're a Nazi, and it never sticks. It never does, because nobody fucking cares, except for, like, a handful or a few thousand people that, like, congregate on Blue Sky and Reddit and just shit-talk you relentlessly because they have nothing else better to do.
Yep. Yeah, that about sums it up. They're fucking fake and gay and retarded. And they have nothing better to do. They live in their whole little fucking... like alternate reality of being in like some sort of fucking resistance and sticking it to the man and fighting for their lives, but in actuality they're just gay, dumb, and retarded.
That's all they care about. Just make a fun community.
Alright, we're gonna watch this last fucking we're gonna watch this leaflet video. I'm gonna react to it. And then I think that's going to be it for the stream today. So we're going to watch Leaflet's latest video. Came out a couple days ago. It's called Serenity Little by Little. And we all know and love Leaflet here. This is going to be a banger. Alright, let's check it out. Now, for those of you who don't know me, those of you who are tuning in right now, it's your boy Nightowl, and we're here reviewing Leaflet's latest video, Serenity Little by Little. Let's get into it. That one was fire, man. The song was really good, really cute lyrics, really cute kind of ambience to it. All the animations were really freaking on point, really well edited. Come to expect such greatness from Leaflet and her crew. Yeah, 10 out of 10. That was great. Going on the playlist, as always. Now, again, before we drop stream, I just want to remind everybody that it is in fact Chikage's birthday today. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit up Chikage. Tell him that he's a bro. Tell him happy birthday. You know, give him a good day today. Give him one to remember. He's one of the homies. And if you're still with me, I appreciate you doing so. It's been a long one today, a good 3 hours and some change. I wish I could go longer, but I don't know. Got a little bit over it today. Yeah, I'll be back same time tomorrow, getting back on a normal schedule again. We'll continue the playlist. There'll probably be new ones added. We'll get through it. We'll do more fun shit as always. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the continued support. Love the community with all my heart. Nothing like this happens without you guys behind my back. So